Okay, I believe we are live. Hello everybody, we are live on the YouTubes. I'll just wait for, hang on, I need to press a button over here. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Everything seemed, oh, that's not working because it's not on yet. Let me just swap the chat to live and do that there. So yes, good afternoon everybody. We are live on the YouTube, so please do not swear. But yes, good afternoon. Hope everybody is doing okay today. I have been joined by a pussycat and not a Rufus. I've got a cat bed in this one, and I might have a second cat popping up. Hello Felix, are you going to come and say hello? You're under my chair currently. Oh, and also my crystal pen is under there as well for some reason. Hello everyone, good afternoon, welcome to the live stream. This is a Sunday reset. We are resetting today. I am on my own today. Rufus was called yesterday morning by his sister and called to head south, and he did, and he got down there yesterday afternoon because his mum wasn't well, and unfortunately his mum passed away overnight, so he's down there till Tuesday. He'll be back up on Tuesday afternoon. He's got an appointment up here on Wednesday, so yeah. So yeah, so this isn't Mr. Felix. This is actually Princess, who's, do you know when we talk about the neighbour's cat and how we've been feeding them? Well, they've gone away. Didn't tell anybody, didn't they? So it didn't tell anybody, didn't do anything, left 2 bowls of biscuits down on the floor, outside, in the rain, and what looks like a takeaway tub which had some water in, and that was it. Left that in a cubby hole. And the boy cat we have seen once in the last 5 days, and he seems to have, we assume that there's a family a few doors down are looking after him, because that's the direction he came from the other day. He came trundling down the road. Felix! So because Felix and Princess get on, hello, are you coming up? Are you coming up? Come on then, do you want me to move this? You don't like this bed, do you? I can move this one. Do you want to sit up here? Come on then. Come on then. You want to sit up here? Come on then. So because Felix and this one get on really, really well, she's been with us pretty much for the last few days. So we did buy a lovely bed, as always. We bought a lovely bed, and she prefers sitting on my chair. Felix is like, oh, well, he'll just stay in the bed, or on the bed with me and Rufus, and he just says, no, this is my spot for sleeping. So she comes on the bed for a couple of hours, has a lot of cuddle time, and then when Felix says it's my bedtime now, he basically goes, right, get off. So she jumps down and comes in here, and then she curls up on her chair. The other day I put my head round, she was on one chair and he was on the other. So yeah, so it looks like we've sort of been adopted by another cat. Thank you everyone for your comments. It looks like we are a 2-cat family, yeah. So yeah, unfortunately it's all been a bit, it's weird, because in one way it's really quick, and in one way it's completely expected, because she was in the nursing home, in the care home, for 3 or 4 months now. Are you gonna sit comfy so that I can use my other arm? No? You can sit in your bed if you want to. I know you climbed up on me, but I am wearing black. No? She's like, no, I'm quite happy here, thank you. So yeah, in one way it's not a surprise, because as we say, his mum had been a bit poorly, but we think, and again, there's no death certificate been issued or any of that yet. But what we think has happened is that she's possibly had a stroke, a minor stroke, a couple of days ago, because his sister said something had changed. She just wasn't quite herself. And then Saturday she was virtually non-responsive. So yeah, Rufus packed up a bag full of Slimming World food basically and sent him on his way. So he had some beetroot burgers, some smoked salmon, some smoked mackerel, and I can't remember what else. There was something else that we'd put together. So we had 3 or 4 days worth of food so we could get down there and then not have to worry about, like, if things were looking bad, he didn't have to worry about, oh, I've now got to go and find something I can eat that's on plan. And he took down a load of fruit and jacket potatoes and sweet potatoes and just the general stuff. Obviously, normally when he's gone down, we've had a bit of preparation time, a bit of warning, and he's we've batch cooked, but this was literally Saturday morning getting the phone call, and by Saturday afternoon he was on the motorway. So yeah, it's a very strange situation to be in, because, as I say, it is completely expected, but also completely wasn't at the same time. It's like she'd been quite stable, and everyone was making plans for, oh, well, what we'll do after this is we'll do that, we'll do this. Rufus was going down next week anyway because his dad's got an appointment, so he was going to take him to his appointment and help sort more bits out. But yeah, we don't know any of the details of anything else yet, because obviously it's far too soon for any of that. But yeah, so that's where Rufus is. So if anyone's wondering, that's what's happened with that, unfortunately. But there's lots of echoes with my mum when my mum passed. It's just that unfortunately my mum had to go nil by mouth for 2 weeks, because anything she'd eaten or drunk would have sat on her lungs. So at least with Rufus's mum, she went in her sleep, which is a bit of a bonus. Hello, Felix. Are you going to join us today? Are you? Do you want some cuddles? Come on then. Come on then, Felix. No? He's like, I want cuddles, Mum, but not if she's there. They get on really, really well. As I say, this is the friend that Felix keeps going out to see. And they've both been snipped, so there's no sort of chance of any little baby kittens. But yeah, so anyway, I'm not going to talk any more about it on the stream today, because this is a reset and life happened, and unfortunately one of the side effects of life is that it ends. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's one of those things, and we're all a bit shocked, a bit surprised, and quite sad, but you know, as they say, life goes on. So we shall continue, because that's what you do, isn't it? It's what you do. Especially when we've now got 2 catty cats to look after. We've got 2 pussy cats, yes. It's a good job I'm going to be investing in the lint roller company. I'm going to buy shares in lint rollers, I'm telling you. Because you are molting, and I don't know whether you can look at that there. Look how much is molting. I know, brush you down, isn't it? Can I pop you in your bed now? Are you going to sit in your bed? She's giving me a right evil look. She's like, don't you even try it. Don't even try it, pretend mum. I know, right? Are we saying pretend mum? Are we saying mum? What are we saying now? Because we were saying Mummy Lisa, weren't we? Then we were saying Auntie Lisa, first of all. Then it was Mummy Lisa. Are you just going to be mum now? Who goes away for 3 days, so far 3 days, and just leaves their cats? There's words that I can't say on a YouTube for her, but anyway, are you going to sit on the bed? Do you want to sit on your lovely comfy bed and go to sleep? You don't, do you? You just want cuddles. I think she's so starved of affection. She's like, I don't know if you can hear her purring. Can you hear her purring? Look, I know it's a microphone. You're famous already. It took Felix a little while before he got on the telly box. And look at you. Oh, Oh, can you hear? Can everybody hear you purr? You're such a pretty purr, isn't it? It's such a pretty purr. Are you coming up, Felix? Come on then. Do you want to? Shall I pop? Look, here we go. Come on then, princess. To pop you in your bed. Oh, yes. Oh, there you go, gorgeous girl. Oh, yes. Right then, Felix, do you want a cuddle? Do you want to come up for a cuddle? Come on then. Come on in. Are you coming for a cuddle, or am I going to be allowed to carry on the streaming? Oh, no. He says, don't touch me, Mum. Run away. So then, in other non... Shall I put the camera... Here we are, look. If I angle it down slightly, you can all see. I know she's the star of the show, isn't she? There you go. In other news this week, I had my eye checkup, and my eye is doing as well as they were hoping. I can't read the chat, but I can see that there is white blobby bits that look a little bit like lettering on a black screen as I look over there, which is more than I've been able to see since the bleed. So that's really good. The swirly things have obviously have gone now. The operation got rid of those. So the blood bits that were in there, the little alien things that I could see, have gone. Come here then, Felix. Look, there's loads of space. There is. There's loads of space with Mummy. No? He's like, I want to, but she's doing that kneading thing. So yeah, so my eye now, it's okay. I'm trying to not wear the patch quite as much to try and kind of retrain. She says it aches after a while. My eye aches because it is still having to adjust and it is still healing. So I do wear the patch a bit later on. What? You want to come and see? I know what you want. You want to sit in my chair, don't you? You're like, why is she there and you're here? That's what you want to know, isn't it? Why isn't she sat on my chair and why aren't you sat where she is? That's what you want to know. Cats. Anyway, so yeah, so, you know, things are getting a little better. I've got to see them again in 6 weeks. So hopefully in 6 weeks we'll know exactly what's happening. I did ask him, so what is the situation with the cataract? How will I know what that is? Like, when will I know? Obviously, hopefully in 6 weeks I'll be back to relatively normal sight. And then I've got anything from 6 months then to 18 months when it's 98% whatever, that I'll get a cataract in the eye because of the surgery, because it's like eye damage. When you get any damage, you quite often will find a cataract will form. So I said, how would I know what that is? Like, what is a cataract? So he's gone through and said it goes a bit milky and it goes a bit sort of opaque, and then it gets cloudier and cloudier. So I was like, right, okay. So and he basically said the first thing that you'll notice is that the contrast goes. He said, so I don't know if you know what I mean by that. I was like, I edit videos for the YouTube, so I know exactly what the contrast is. Yeah, I know what you mean. It will all go a bit bland and a bit. He went, yeah. So yeah, so that's what we're looking out for at some point. Anyway, right, now I don't have a pussycat on my lap. Felix, why do you look all... He's looking so forlorn. Why do you all look all out of place? You can come up. Come on then. Come on then. Come on then. You can join her in the bed. You were both in there yesterday if you want to. Come on then. Are you coming up? Are you coming up? Oh, he is. Hello, gorgeous boy. Hello. Oh, there we are. There you are. There's me. There's my cats. There you go. Not what I was going to say, but there you go. There you are, Felix. Look, you're on the telly box. Look. He loves telly. He loves screens, monitors, all of that. He absolutely adores it, don't you? Look, Felix, should we zoom in on you? Shall we? Should we do a super zoom on Felix? Look at that, Mister. Look, you're just there in the corner. Can you see? Oh. Can we go any closer? Oh, we can. Look at that, Felix. Look. Look how handsome you are. Look how handsome. Look at you. Wow. Aren't you a handsome boy? Yes, you are, aren't you? Aren't you a handsome boy? Yes. Oh, look at you, Mr. Felix. Famous. You're very famous on the telly now. Lots of people are watching you going, oh, look, that's a famous cat right there. Look at you. I know. Oh, look at you and your old friend. Look at you twos. Aren't they just adorable? Aren't they just adorable? Right, here we go. I know now. Go back to me. Someone's got a knee. Someone's got a knee. Someone's certainly gonna be. Here we go. Look, not quite as attractive as the gorgeous cats, but there you go. So yeah, so that's the sort of week we're having, really. At least Friday I did almost forget the appointment again. It wasn't quite a going to the wrong hospital, but it was very much one of those situations where I was like, Rufus, we were planning on doing this and this. I forgot. I've got to go to the hospital today for a checkup. Anyway, let's have a look in the chat. Audrey, hello Lisa and Mr. Felix. Hello to you, Audrey, my darling. Good evening, good afternoon, sorry, to Dormouse. Dormouse, I need your address. Good afternoon to Jane. Good afternoon to Al Geeky Slimmer. Hello, Al, my friend. How are you doing? Thank you, Jane. Sending condolences for Rufus's mum. Thank you. Thank you, Irene. Same to you. It's a difficult time. Duchess of Oak Trees, thank you again. Cats certainly grab their own spot. They do. They really do, and they grab their own humans. Oh, look at that, Mr. Felix. Hang on. Should we move the chat up so it's not? Here we are. Look, I'm going to put the chat at the top of the screen, just so that. Oh, look. There you go. So we can see your beautiful faces. Thank you, Al. Stacey Slimming, send Rufus condolences. I absolutely will do, my darling. Thank you. Deborah, thank you, my love. Sorry for your loss. Susie, sorry to hear your news. Sending big hugs to you both. Thank you, Susie. We're amazing for rescuing the cat Princess and give Princess a lovely home. Do you know what? It's just what you do, isn't it? We can't rescue lots of animals, but we said even before we took Felix in, we always said if it wasn't for the doggos, we'd have taken these two, because she's got a brother who, as I say, is luckily somewhere down one of the houses down the road. We saw him run up. We pulled up in the car a couple of days back, and I was like, is that Prince? No, that's Prince. That's Prince. Look, he'd run across the front garden and then run up the back where our front door is, run up the side, and then disappeared. So we were like, Prince, where are you? Absolutely gone. So we'd obviously run up, check to see whether his front door was open, and then run back to wherever he's been staying. So, in the midst of life, we are in death is a profound ancient phrase highlighting human fragility and mortality. It is. It absolutely is. Is that Shakespearean? I don't remember. I know it's in one of the Star Trek films because I'm such a nerd. Whoever had the idea of a lint roller and got it designed and made was obviously a fur parent. Absolutely. You've never seen both my eyes before, Deborah. They are there. They do work. Dormouse, it is steady progress. It is. Good afternoon, Shen. It is good progress, Audrey. Thank you. Hi, everyone in the fur babies. I know. They landed on their feet coming to your home. They absolutely have done. The Duchess of Oak Trees, lovely cat. You have a good heart. Do I? I just have a heart. Good afternoon, Ed. Hugs to everyone. Ed, we might have to have a conversation at some point. I know you've just got in. Rufus's mum passed away very early hours of this morning. He is down with them. He arrived down there yesterday. But at some point there'll be a funeral and I'll need to go down. So yeah, at some point I'll ask if you could just pop over and let the dogs out for a loo and feed the menagerie. But we'll discuss that. We've got no idea what's happening with that yet. And then these two pussycats, I know we've cloned Felix. So we've got Felix, who loves watching everything on the monitors, and Princess, who doesn't care about that. She just wants cuddles. And Princess was the neighbour's cat. So, well, technically still is, although the neighbour's not been there. So, you know, Lord only knows what's happened to her or where she's gone. She did she does drive, but her car's not been there for 3 days. I mean, who does that? Who does that? It's awful. Wicked, wicked, wicked. Anyway, this is very much now the cat's room, if that makes sense. Thank you, Shen. Thank you, Ed. Well, I'll give you a bow at some point. We just don't know anything at the moment. So I spent most of yesterday, most of last evening, I should say, doing Legos. I am trying to, I bought an AliExpress Malfoy Manor, which is a Potter one, but I refused to give JK any money at all, even a cent. So I got an AliExpress one, so it's off. It's a fake, basically. But rather than building it into whatever that's supposed to look like a big spooky mansion house thing, I'm building it into a town hall for Brickhampton. I've got some stickers that have, no I haven't, I've got some printed tiles that have arrived with a crest on them that I designed, and with a town hall sign. So they're great. They are absolutely, they're going to look wonderful. And I'm working on the design at the moment, basically using the bricks from the Malfoy Manor, Malfoy Mansion, whatever it's called, set, and then turning it into something a little bit different. So I'm up to this point. Hang on. Will it turn? No, I don't want to send it to another device. There we go. So I'm up to here at the moment, and it looks very grand and a bit castle-y. I'm going to bring the door out by a stud, and there's 2 columns in front of the door, so I'm going to move those as well. And then the idea is that it's going to be very much a turn of the century, early 1900s sort of civic building, so very grey and sandstone. So yes, what are you doing, Felix? You look ready to pounce, my friend. You're not going to pounce at that screen. When it's on the phone, he's very good at scrolling to the next video. If either me or Rufus were single and we were on those, I don't know what the app is because I can't remember, because I've never used it, because me and Rufus have been together 10 years now. So it wasn't a thing, or I don't think it was a thing when we got together. But the one where you have to swipe left or right, whatever that one's called. Is it Tinder? It must be Tinder. Or is it Bumble? No, I think Tinder came first, didn't it? Anyway, whatever that one is, right? He would be a nightmare to have, because you would be swiping for everyone. And it would just be, Felix, why have you swiped 1,700 people, whichever way it is? Because he's worked out that if you move the screen up when you're playing a video on the YouTube, it will get you a refresh screen and a different video. So when we have, even on the tablet, when we've got YouTube on and it's playing like the cat videos, so either the ones with the, you know, where they're like the camera's on a, what's it called, a bird feeder, and you've got the squirrels and the birds and everything else, and they're all just like jumping around, and he'll watch those. If I put him on the big telly in the lounge, he'll sit next to me on the sofa and just watch, and he's like, oh, this is a giant window, I love it. If it's on your phone, he'll try and swipe it to get them. Oh, look, they're going to sleep. Hang on. You show. Yeah, if I lift you up, hang on. Oh, God, this magnet is strong. The magnetism is strong with this one. Oh no, look at that Lego down there. What you say, this whole room needs resorting. That's literally what it does. It all needs sorting out, because there is, just to the right of camera, left as you're looking at it, there's so much stuff for me to sort. It's ridiculous. But it's been a bit. hectic at the moment. Thank you very much, Anne-Marie. Hello, Deb. Hope you're feeling well in that lovely there super Floridic heat. Welcome to I don't know what was I was about to. My brain is not functioning properly at the moment, as you can probably tell. I was about to say something that would have made it sound like 4 weddings and a funeral, but my head immediately went, oh no. Then I was like, oh, it should be something to do with the cats. And then I was like, oh no. So yes, welcome to the channel, I guess. Welcome to the stream. There you go. That makes more sense. And if I take all of that back to there you go. So you can still see the pussycats in the corner. So yeah, so with everything that's happening, neither of us are planning to be off plan at any points. We're just doing what we always do. This is just life, isn't it? And it's just how we... Oops, sorry, pussies. Let me just lift this there so I can put my feet down comfortably. Oh, there goes the... Oh, Jesus. Well done, Lisa. Knock everything down, all one after the other. Hang on, everyone. Bear with 1 second. I'm just trying to move so I can get relatively comfy. And I've got the bag of books and other bits and bobs for the giveaway is super, super heavy. So trying to move it is not easy. Right. Oh, there we go. That's better. Yeah, sorry. Rufus's mum passed away, Deb. It wasn't totally unexpected, but also it wasn't like we were expecting it at some point down the line, if that makes sense. We certainly weren't expecting it to happen as quickly as it has done. But yeah, but thank you for your question. It's just one of those, here we go, look, just one of those things really, isn't it? So yeah, but as I say, Rufus went down with 3 or 4 days worth of Slimming World type food. We were gonna head to, we did try on Friday, bizarrely, before we knew what was happening, we did try and go to Iceland to go and pick up, we wanted some more wraps to do some more pizza, because we had pizza again this week. So delicious. That Sloppy Joe pizza is literally, we've now made it twice. And we've also used one of the wraps as a garlic bread supreme with a bit of the tomato paste and garlic bread, tomato paste and cheese on, you know, we get like the posh garlic bread. So we've made that as well with the wraps. That was delicious. So yeah, so we were going to get some more wraps, and our Iceland is a building site. They haven't knocked it down, but they're obviously renovating it. It was completely gutted. No aisles or what's it called, the thing, no shelving in it. It'd all been taken out. So hopefully it's going to stay in Iceland. Otherwise the nearest one's a bit more of a trek away, and the one that we've got now is quite happy. It's quite sort of just there. What are they like, Audrey? Janet on the Losers Club on Facebook said that they were all right. They look tiny though. They really do look tiny. I know that Jane said, I got a message from Jane after in the week, midweek, and she said that they're like 115 grams or 120 grams, 25 grams, something like that each. They're really small. So yeah, so that'll be why there's no blooming SWIP value on them, because there's not enough fruit in it to SWIP. What were they like though, Audrey? Have you tried it yet? What did you have it with? We're to be honest, me and Rufus have spoken about it, and we're like, I think I'd rather just have my baked apple with what's it called, baked apple with mincemeat, because that's a healthy extra fibre, and it's a decent sized portion, and it also isn't gluten. And I know that, you know, we could make our own crumble with gluten-free oats and do all that ourselves, but it's just a bit of a pain in the bum, isn't it, when you have to make it yourself. And Iceland won't do, Slimming World won't do an Iceland gluten-free range because they haven't got the facilities to guarantee they're gluten-free. So yes, you are beautiful, you two, you really are. So yeah, um, excuse me. So yeah, so I'm kind of, there's 101 things I should probably be doing, tidying and cleaning and arranging and sorting and doing, but my head's very much not in the game. I really, if it wasn't for the doggos and now these two, I would be down there with them right now, which I feel a bit, there's nothing I could do, but at least I could give them a hug, you know what I mean? But yeah, so we're just going to, I'm just going to make and build some Legos tonight, and carry on as normal as far as food intake and everything else is concerned, really. So yay. How's everyone doing in terms of diet this week? And I mean diet with a small d, not diet with a big D, because I am definitely not a dieter. Jane's video this week, on Saturday, where she talked a lot about how the plan is different for her now, and how she's got a grasp on food, and how she's got a grasp on making it part of her life. It's like it it's like, for me, because I don't want to eat off plan, um because I don't want to eat, if let me rephrase that, I can eat whatever I want, right? But a sausage roll from Greg's smells like grease to me now. It doesn't smell appetizing. A donut, the sugar in it smells sickly sweet, and the fat and the oil, it doesn't, literally, there's a part of me that's like, no thank you. I did have some, a couple of the flour white meringue things last night because Rufus had some, and so well, I was grabbing some Watsits. I grabbed one of those as well, a Turkish delight flavour, I think it was, which is swipped and it's all, controlled, and even that was a bit like, oh, that's very sweet. um but yeah, it's just kind of, I think this time round, what the big thing that's changed for us is just, I don't want that other food. And that's not because of being on the Manjaro, because I don't know what it does for diabetics that's different, but I've never had that, oh, I can't eat, I feel so full, or oh, I can't eat this, or can't eat that, or can't eat the other. um none of that actually, what am I trying to say? Yeah, I've had none of that, right? None of those reactions whatsoever. So it's literally being sugar free for so long, and I think it's not just sugar free, is it? Because it's fat free. Because we went past, I can't remember where it was. Oh no, yes, it was a Greg's, where we go to our Costa. There's a pound shop, there's the big Tesco's, there's a Womble, one below, Wombolo, always makes me laugh. There's the St Gemma's charity shop where we donate. We're going to be donating a lot more of Rufus's mum's things now. And there's a Greg's next door to a Subway. I have never liked Subway. The smell of all those herbs they put in their bread, oh, it has turned my stomach since the first time I ever went near one. It's vile. I think I've only been inside a Subway twice. Once was with Rufus because we got some meatballs on a salad thing. I don't know what it was. It was not very grand. But the smell of the cheese, bleh. No, the herbs, not not very good at all. And now Greg's. So we walk past there, and it's funny because we go to Costa, right? So you have to imagine, we're walking down, walking down, walking down. There's a Poundland. I think there's a Bookies before that, but anyway. So you walk down. There's a Poundland, and one below, a tanning shop, because there's got to be a tanning shop. The charity shop, and then I think there's a card factory, I think it is, or card warehouse, card something, card factory. And then next door to that is the Greg's. Best thing, the only thing we ever buy in Greg's is their Americano coffee, because it's just black coffee. And it's totally on plan because it's just coffee and water, so you can have that. So anyway, go past the Greg's where it's just fat, and then there's the Subway where it's just L.O.S.E.R.S, and then there's a jeweller's and a trainer shop, and then there's Costa. So we have to walk past all of that to get to Costa. Opposite where the jewelers and the subway and the trainer shop is, there's like a little quadrangle bit. You get people there smoking. Now obviously smoking is bad for Rufus. It affects his asthma. It can trigger him really, really badly and affects him. So we tend to, before being on plan, we'd walk there. You'd literally hold your breath. You would get to Greg's. I would then hold my breath going past Subway and then be able to breathe again going past the smokers. Rufus would do it just as we go past Subway because he doesn't mind the smell of those herbs. So he would go to there and then hold his breath past the smokers, and then we'd get to Costa, and literally outside Costa there's normally 2 tables, and they've got, I don't know whether they have actual ashtrays or whether it is just, you know, coffee cups that are used as ashtrays or saucers, but you can guarantee there will be at least 3 people sat at each table puffing away like chimneys. And on a windy day it's fine. On a still clear day you have to walk through. It's like walking through the doors on Stars in Their Eyes as you go into Costa, because you've got all of that smoke. So we literally go, I either go to Rufus, right, put your mask on now, or as we go through it's like, right, hold your breath, and then our little legs into the Costa, and then it's like, oh, we're home. Smell the deep roast coffee, delicious. But yeah, the smell of fast food now, I don't like it at all. We went to the Lego shop, funnily enough. I know, right? I'm like a stock record, but we did. We went to the Lego shop in, I think it's Trinity, it's called, in Leeds, big old mall thing, big old shopping centre thing. Hang on, let me just, I'm going to grab a coffee. I'm going to slurp. So drink, everyone. Let me know what you're drinking. There we go. Hopefully you can hear my mouth noises, because there's nothing worse. But yeah, what was I saying? I was saying something about something then, and my train of thought just derailed itself. Oh, takeaways. We went to Trinity because I said, oh, come on, I want to go and have a look for some more minifigures. So we went in there, popped in. There's a Costa above. We needed the loo, so it was one of those, okay, we're going to do this, and this. It's when the car was getting, it was Friday the 13th, so it was a week ago, when the car was getting its service done and its back wheels. It was what was it, £800 car day. Yeah. Anyway, so the problem with Trinity, the ground floor is full of perfume shops. So if you come through the main entrance, it's just perfume, and it reeks. It is like a hooker's handbag, and I've cleaned that up from the version that went through my brain that I nearly said. Anyway, so we walk in there, straight through, and it's always like, right, ready for a deep breath, straight through, up the escalator to the floor where Lego is. The next floor up, which is where Costa is, that's got all the fast food places. There's a place called Skinny Chicken. And I don't know if it's supposed to be like skinny dipping, or like the chicken is, because I said to Rufus, doesn't that not sound like it's the scrawniest, cage kept, you know, worst possible conditions of chicken? Why is it called Skinny Chicken? And we thought, oh, do you know what? It might be lower calories. It might be a healthier chicken joint. So it might be like a Popeyes or a KFC, but they're a little bit healthier. Nope. It's like, have this one single piece of chicken for 50,000 calories. I don't know what it was. I made that up. That isn't what the actual amount is. Please don't sue me, Skinny Chicken. But it was just like, it's a normal fast food place. It's just called Skinny Chicken. I was like, well, that's a load of crap. But the smell of the oil. Oh, does anyone else find that? Does anyone else find that? Because for me, it was just horrible. But then we always, like, you go up in the escalator and then you scoot past that. And then the other day they had this promotion on with ... some perfume thing, and they had a car, and they had perfume samples that they were spraying on bits of card, so we couldn't stand there anyway, and there was a queue for a free takeaway coffee, but they were little tiny pots like this, and they were just from, you know, the vans that you sometimes get at things like we've seen them at boot sales and fairs and like antique shows and things. It's just like it's a coffee shop in a car. It was one of those, and we were just like, I'm not going to stand here and queue with all this perfume for 20 minutes when I can just, in 20 minutes time, I could be halfway down my Costa. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you all of that. Suffice it to say, perfume and food smells are not good. Other news? What other news do I have this week? I built a really cool off-plan, non-Lego. It's not a finch. What did we say it was? A great tit. Great tit is what I have to call it. So we have to be very careful with that enunciation. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. I got it from, I think, Temu or AliExpress, one of them. It's a non-Lego design, but it's really, really, really fun. So I built that the other day, and I said to Rufus, look, and he went, oh, that's quite cool, actually. I was like, yeah, I know, isn't it just? He's slowly coming around to the ways of the Lego. It takes a little while. I'm also very aware my eye now is starting to get a little bit blurry on this eye, my left eye, which means it's starting to get a little bit tired because I'm obviously trying to use it for doing all the reading on screen. Talking of which, let's have a look at the comments. Very sorry to hear that. Condolences to Rufus and to you. Thank you. Audrey, you haven't tried them yet. They're still in the freezer. Let me know. What happened? You just came in, Janet. Rufus's mum passed away on this morning. We think she'd had a stroke yesterday, so he got the call to go down yesterday afternoon. And yeah, unfortunately she passed away this morning. So he is currently down there with family. Audrey, you no longer have a Subway after the shopping centre closed in town. Loads of Turkish barbers and nail shops. I know. Where have all the Turkish barbers and I'll say Chinese nail shops, where have they all come from? I've got in Leeds there are lots of nail shops. And even where we live, which is sort of technically on the outskirts of Leeds, it technically is a village. It's not. It's just, there's no gap between Leeds and where we are. It all merges into one. So, but it is Leeds, if that makes sense. Anyway, even up where our little row of sort of village shops as would be, there's a nail bar in there. Don't get me wrong, they're fine. They do the job. But it is very much the by the numbers sort of Chinese nail shop. The place where they use the Dremel to file the acrylics down and then take half your nail bed with them rather than soak them off. And because I've got really weak nails anyway, I don't like them doing that. I prefer to go to a place that will let me actually soak them off properly. But Rufus was saying the other day, because he's got really good at trimming his own hair, because part of the autism thing, one of the things that was like, this is a really big signifier of something, is that he doesn't like his hair when it's just been cut is as long as he wants it forever. So every few days, normally before he started cutting it, which was lockdown, so before lockdown, it'll be every 2 to 3 weeks he was going in and getting a trim, and it'll be like, but Rufus, it looks pretty much the same. Just like, he's like, yeah, but I don't like it, it's getting too long at the back. And it's like, but it's, where are you going, Felix? No hissing, please. Oh no, it's Princess. Come here. Where are you going, Princess? Oh, where are you going? Where are you going? If you want a loo, you can go for a loo if you want. It's that you can't climb over there because that's where the Lego is, and you will knock it all off because I know you. Yes, I do. That's what you will do, isn't it? Oh, I don't know if you can hear. She's purring again. You're purring. Oh, are you going to sleep on Mummy again then? Not Mummy. Mummy Lisa. Auntie Lisa. Auntie Mummy Lisa. There we go. Do you not like it? You want my chair, don't you? Because you're used to being completely sprawled out on my chair. And now Felix is all in that comfy bed. You want this chair? I know you do. I know. She's like, If you get comfortable, you can lie there with me on me. Is that okay? Shall I move that? Or are you going to go for a loo? Don't push her. You no bullying, thank you, Felix. Oh, she might be going for something to eat or for a poop. Are you going to go and see where she is? He's like, no, I am now the star of the show all by myself. So yeah, but now I don't know where they've all come from, because Rufus used to go to get his hair done down in a place called Hair Hills, and there was like 2 barbers, and now I think there's 7 or 8 on the same street. Very strange. You having a coffee in your Losers Club mug? Yay! I've got one just there because I like having one on display in the background. I've got another one in the. I think we've got several actually in the kitchen. The only thing is, I want to find the bigger mugs, because if I can find, that's going to be the mission for this year, because this one, even though it looks like a regular mug, the reason I drink out of this all the time is because it's got a much wider base than it does the top. It sort of narrows in, and the thing is, because of my fibro, because of my balance, especially with my dodgy eye, when you put it on a surface, it's a lot harder to knock. Whereas a regular mug, if I put that on a surface, I can put it down at a dodgy angle, or put it down, and just where it is straight sort of size on it, it can get easily knocked over. Whereas this one is a lot more, do you know what I mean? It's got a wider bottom. It's a fat bottom girl, like Queen said. But also there is a design that they had in Star Trek, where they had some mugs in Star Trek that were a very similar shape, and they had, I imagine they had a silicone base, but in Star Trek talk it would have been dilithium based or something. But it was the same thing, because the idea is that if it's got a wide base, it's the center of gravity is lower, because more of the coffee is down here, so it's a lot harder to tip over. And I've started to see them in, what are they called, Tommy Tippy cups, for kids. I've started to see them with wider bases and smaller tops. It used to be like a normal cup, didn't it? But I've started to see them. Not that I go looking for them, but you just see random things pop up on your feed, because again, it's a more stable design. So if I ever found anything like this that I could get printed with Losers Club, I would be all over that. But even just the larger mugs that hold, because this holds about the same as my travel mug does. So whatever this is, a medium Americano in Costa, this is what this holds. Whereas the actual normal mugs are just like a standard size, which for me is 3 mouthfuls, because I do like my coffee. I wonder where she's gone. She might have gone to the loo. She might have gone on the bed. That'd be interesting, because he says the bed is mine. The bed is mine. Audrey, you just finished your afternoon mug of filtered frothy coffee. Oh, that sounds amazing. I might put we dug out this last week, because we came back with so much, or Rufus came back with so much of his mum's stuff and stuff from cupboards. Not because she was passing, but just because his dad was like, let's have a clear out of some stuff, and a lot of his mum's larger size clothes that were no good anymore, and just cupboards and drawers and wardrobes that hadn't been looked at for years. So whilst he's been going backwards and forwards down, he's been clearing out a lot of that. So whilst we were doing all of that, we were like, oh, shall we, while we're sorting out everything for everybody else, should we go through our bits and sort out what we're doing with, this coffee machine and that coffee machine, and this bit of this bit of that. So we've had a bit of a clear out as well. And my Tassimo, I was like, oh, I forgot I had that. I hadn't forgot I had it, because the coffee pods, the Tassimo pods, are still on top of the cupboard. But I was like, oh, should we swap the filter coffee machine for the Tassimo for a bit and use up some of the pods? And so that's what we've done. So I also quite like a frothy coffee, but it's the Tassimo Costa, so it comes out frothy once you add your milk in the bottom. But yeah, it's quite nice. You can't smell the fat of hang on, you can't smell, no, you can't stand the smell of fat or oil or any can't smell. What is going on with my brain? You can't stand the smell of oil, fat or anything greasy, says Shen London. No, absolutely not. Thank you, Janet. It's very kind of you. Audrey, you had yours cut yesterday. A buzz cut every 3 weeks, 0.5 blade. You should. Do you know what I'll do? I will get Rufus to put on the YouTube, no, on the Facebook, where he got his doodah from, where he got his clippers from, because he's had several over the years, and he's finally found some that are absolutely brilliant. And he just does it all himself. He hasn't got a buzz cut all over, as you see, but he likes basically it's what would have been called a short back and size, except for him it's a very short back and size. So he shaves at the bottom of it and then sort of, I guess, tapers it up a little bit. I guess that's what the language is. You think I'd know this? I am forever watching. Are you going to go and find your friend? Go on then, go and see where she's gone. He says, I bet she's on the bed, she's getting all the treats, he says. They're so jealous of each other, those two. It's so funny. They're so cute together, as you saw, cuddled up on the little cushion. Right, I'm going to. I tell you what. Whilst they're off, let's readjust the camera. There we go. And oh, that's going to be too high now. Gone from one extreme to the other. There we. Is that better? There we go. And I will move you back a little bit round. So there you go. There we go. So yeah, I will get Rufus to put in the chats on Facebook, on the Losers Club on Facebook. Hello, Princess. Are you coming back now? Have you sent him to go and find what he wanted, and now you're coming back? No. She says, no, I'm just going to go and do whatever. Jesus, I know, right? It's hard work having all these animals, I'm telling you. So what was I going to say? I was going to say something and I've forgotten because brain. Anyway, there we go. No, why am I so high on the screen? I don't know what is happening. I'll do one more attempt on the live of resorting this out. I am going to. I said to Rufus, he said, oh, we probably need to get a new computer. It's like, well, we do at some point, but they're quite expensive. So what I'm going to do is, oh my gosh, hello, love. Hello, Rufus. Hello. Rufus, can you put the details for your razor thing, your head shaver clippers, on Facebook for Audrey? Because Audrey currently goes to the butchers. She goes to the hairdresser every 3 weeks with a 0.5 blade all over. She could save herself a fortune and just do it herself. So I don't know where you got yours from, Rufus, but if you could just pop that in the doodah, that would be good. Grumpy has a high-end kitchen barber and what? Grumpy has a high-end kitchen barber and eyebrow trimmer. What's that? Is that like clippers or something? And I won't speak about the okay, right. For those of you that can't see, I will translate that garbled message in just a second. Let me move it and put it on the screen properly. That took me a little while then, Dormouse. Did you notice? Right, Dormouse says, Grumpy has a high-end kitchen barber and eyebrow trimmer, and I won't speak about the ears. Yep, me. I so dislike doing it, but I get fed up waiting for him to go to the barber. That makes more sense. I thought you were talking about some posh clippers where you were like, but they were really posh, and it did eyebrows and ears and everything all in one. That's what I thought you were talking about. Janet has a Tassimo. They're good. They are really good. You like your coffee scalding hot, so do 2 or 3 espressos topped with hot water, then back for another or 2. I love my coffee. I like it hot. I do tend to drink mine and be on my second cup before Rufus is even halfway through his first one. That tends to happen quite a lot. You've got terrible toothache and headache, Ed. I feel your pain with the toothache. Yesterday, my jaw here on the bottom on the left was quite swollen because I've got a tooth here that needs to come out. But with everything that's happening, there's no way I am going to be doing that right now because my phobia is so horrendous and we've got too many things to do. What are you doing in there? I can hear you. Who's scratching what? They're on the scratchy posts. Rufus, you missed it. We just had both of them in the chair. They were in the bed together. They were so cute. And I am covered in Princess's hair because still no sign of the neighbour. Still no sign of the neighbour. Everyone's sending hello to Rufus. But yeah, I feel your pain. Toothache and headache. That's awful, isn't it? Isn't it, Dormouse? It's blooming awful. Rufus says yours was a two-pack. A two-pack set. You'll find it online and post it. Thank you. Hello all. I'm doing okay considering. Yeah. Posh. You've been called many things. A posh clipper is a new one. I could see you being called that though, Dormouse. A posh clipper. Yeah. There's a lot of words I could say, but that we'll keep it clean for today, won't we? You can't drink it if it's warm. No. Well, this is where. This is now getting to the stage where it is lukewarm, so bear with me 1 second. Bear with. I just saw the thing go up then, even though this is on flashy mode to say that it should be paused. I think you can still hear me drinking, so that's not good. Bonjela and warm drinks and ibuprofen, or ibuprofen. What? Yes, ibuprofen and paracetamol will help, Ed. It will do. Bonjela is something again that we need to have stocks and shares in, love, because yeah. What is it? Bonjela and not Lucasade. Lactulose. Lactulose, is that the one? Lactulose, the help you go stuff, that one. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, apart from all of that, I was just saying earlier, Rufus, that we're on plan. You need to update your Facebook, YouTube picture. Look how big you are there. I know, right? We don't even look like the same people anymore, do we? Lactulose. That's what it's called. My brain just... Not all mixed together. No, don't do it all mixed together, Ed. Not Bonjela in a warm drink with ibuprofen, paracetamol, especially not if you had some lactulose in with that. It might not be good. I had one of your pink and white... What are they called? Turkish Delights yesterday. Very sweet. Not really. I don't think I'll be having another one. I just saw it and I was like, oh, I'll have one of those. I was looking for cheese and I found a packet of cheese as well, so I had that as well. My I'm all by myself. So I had a cheese crackers and the doodah, and I think again cheese crackers probably not the best thing when I've got a sore gum. Dormouse, you're a lazy and coffee addicted Dormouse, and got a Tassimo for your bedroom. Walter in the kitchen gives decaf. Tassimo gives full strength, fully caffeinated. It's not lazy. We do identify as skinny now. It's not lazy, Dormouse. That is a sensible conservation of energy. There you go. What that is just some of you remember. I mean, you'll all remember because you're all as old as I am, or near enough, or older. So. Teas maids. Do you remember back in the day you had a teas maid? Does anyone know if they still make them, but they do them in like proper size mugs rather than like a little thimble size? Because when I was very much younger, my mum had a teas made coffee, and it did the alarm thing, and then it made her a little cup of coffee on the side. But I remember the cups being like doll's house furniture size, like little. Hey, we're having a tea party. Oh, hello. Are you Baroness Coffee Lover? Oh, you are? Yes. Oh, lovely. And it was like something out of Bridgerton or something. Not that I've seen Bridgerton, but it was like, oh, Lady McNescafe. Hello, Lady Nescafe. Hello. Oh, yes. Oh, hello. Does anyone know if they do them in like mug sizes? Like, because the reason we got the filter machine is that I can put the Alexa plug on it and set it so you turn it on, fill it up with water, put your coffee in the doodah, fill it up with water, turn it on, then Alexa turn off the coffee pot, and it turns everything off, and then you say, Alexa, turn on the coffee pot at 10 a.m. and then at 10 a.m. the plug goes on, and because it's a on off switch, not a pressy button one, or a touch feely one, it means it starts doing it at 10 a.m. I cannot find a Tassimo that will do that. And I have found coffee machines that work on Alexa and other AI apps. So you can get it to make it automatically. But it's basically an upgraded version of the Teasmade. That's all the Teasmades were. They had a switch that as soon as it, you set the alarm, and when the alarm hit there, it made a connection that, it effectively turned the tea maker, coffee maker part of it on. It's exactly the same as the Alexa plugs are these days. But trying to find coffee pots, coffee makers that have the on, off switches are a pain. Your nan had one. You did have news, but you'll save it for another day, Lisa and Rufus. No, go on, tell us your news, Janet. Life goes on. We've said that. Life goes on. What's your news? I hope everything is okay with you. What about the filter Jane uses for her coffee cup? We've got a very similar one. I do keep looking at the one that Jane has. I just realised that was a message from you, love. I do keep looking at the ones that Jane has, because that's one that we could put in the car and literally pour the hot water on in the thing, put the lid on, and off we go. And then away you have it. Lakeland has one with 600ml capacity, but not sure if that's for 2 cups. It probably would be. Whereas, although 300's not bad, I think this holds. Are these 380s? I think that's a medium size. So 300 would be okay. Because obviously whenever I make a coffee these days, I tend to make 2 and put one in here. These are. Has it got the name on the bottom here? Oh yeah. Contigo, right? I think it's the same brand of the one that Jane has with the filter thing, but these are on Amazon. They are the best reusable warm cup things that I think we've ever used. We've had them from all over, including Costa's own ones, which were rubbish. These are really good. They keep your coffee warm, they keep it hot for even overnight. We've had it where it's still drinkable the next day. So yeah, absolutely recommend on the Amazon. Totally recommend. Different colors. The only issue we had with them is that there is in the lid, there is you can see here, look, there's a rubber ring thing. Hang on, I don't know. Well, there is. You'll have to trust my word for it, because it's just done the thing that I was hoping it would do. But there's a rubber ring thing in it that sometimes pops out, and it's the sealant bit in there, and it can get loose, especially if you like take it out and giving it a scrub with a scrubbing brush in the kitchen sink. You're doing all of that business. So yeah, I just be a bit careful of that, because if it does pop out, you've got to kind of. I use the back of a Bic biro, it's got like the pointy bit on the back of the biro lid, just to push it back down and push it in so it locks in place. Otherwise, that's the only issue we've had, is they can be a little bit leaky, but apart from that, they're absolutely fine. And then I just put, because again, a bit like my big mug, I'm a bit clumsy, so I've got this silicone base thing on mine. To be honest, Rufus has one as well, but they were both black at one point, and then I got a red one because my black one started leaking because of the seal. But the little rubber thing on the bottom, the silicone thing, just stops it, makes it a bit harder to knock over. In theory, I still could, and have done many a time. I've done it in here before, where I've just spilt it on the desk, which is grand, as you can imagine. So yeah. Janet, you retired on Friday. Congratulations and celebrations. We want the world to know you're happy as can be. Congratulations and jubilations. You've retired now, the world belongs to you. Well done, Janet. That's awesome. Well done. What are you going to do now? What's your plan in retirement? Are you going to start working 7 jobs? Because that's what most people do when they retire, isn't it? They go, oh, I'm going to volunteer with the church, the WI, the Scouts, the Guides, I don't know, the local gardening club. I'm going to take up bowls. I'm going to go painting, and I'm also going to take up uh, naturism. Forgot what that was called then. It would have been better if I'd said it all in one go. Yeah, I'm going to take up naturism. All of those things, and you go right. Monday is scouts. Yes, Tuesday is guides. Wednesday is church. Thursday is naturism. Friday is WI. Saturday is bowling, and Sunday is flower arranging. And you do all of that, but then you get your days mixed up, and you turn up fully naked to flower arranging. Yeah, it could be a thing. Could be a thing. Could be a thing. But Dormouse says, as I say, like me, you will wonder how you ever had time to work, how you ever fitted work in, and never know day or date. Currently, you're convinced this week is the first week of April. No, we are currently, according to the machine, we are currently on the 22nd of March, Dormouse, which means there is one more week and 2 days. 1 week and 2 days left of March. I know that because look at the size of my calendar. I have to have a giant printy calendar in here so I can see it clearly. I've got one in the bathroom, literally on the wall in front of the loo. We've got a little, like, I'm about to say a cubby hole where the boiler used to be, but that's exactly what it was. And like on that recessed wall thing, not recessed, on the square wall thing, it's there. So if we remember, we write things on there, and we've got the one in the kitchen, which is our main calendar with everything on. But yeah, Rufus says it holds a medium coster. It's the best flask cups we've had. It absolutely is. Contigo. There we go. Contigo. Very good brand. So much so, we saw another guy with a Contigo cup in Costa the other day. We've actually seen him in there twice now. And it's one of those where we go, oh, look, he's got the same flask as us. It's so good. They're really, really, really good. Honestly, not sponsored. They're under £10 each as well. I think we got them on a Black Friday deal. For it was either $7.99 or $6.99 each if you bought more than one, something like that. Really, really recommend. Really recommend. So yes. So how's everybody doing on their plans, on their weight loss journeys? Oh, no problem. I'm really happy for you, Janet. I'm really happy for you. I bet you're going to have so much time to do all those hobbies. Yes. You've told your husband you'll go work with him once a week. What does your husband do? Is he like a barrister or a lawyer, or that's the same thing? A barrister or a surgeon? Could you imagine just turning up and like, hi love, I'm here to help now. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just going to help you with your case against the insurance company. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm coming to court with you. Or if hubby was a brain surgeon, I'm just scrubbing in. Yeah, scrubbing in, love. All right, here we go. I've seen a few episodes of House. Let me let me at them. Do you know what I mean? Got a knife and fork. Now I've got a scalpel and a fork. No, I just you know what I mean. It could be cool. Could be very good. Tomorrow's 36 years since you and Grumpy married, and 40 years together in April. Oh, that's lovely. The link to the cups. You'll have to put. You can't put it in the chat, Rufus. You have to put it in the doodah because it doesn't show up in the chat because of YouTube's rules. Excuse me, you two, Princess. Felix just ran in and hissed at her. So don't know what they're doing, but they're playing. We've got these things. Rufus bought them. It's like a suction cup thing you put on the floor, and then they've got two. Oh, he's having a poo. That's what it is. Come in here. Let me check your bum bum. Are you okay, Mr. Princess? You come up here. Come up here, Princess. Come on then. Felix. Oi, you two. You're both allowed in the room. Come on. There you go. Felix, come here then. No, they've both gone in the bedroom. Why I was saying I'd have a look at his bum is because we found a mysterious little bit of blood on the floor the other day. No idea where it came from. And it was just me, Rufus, and him. And one of us left a little bit. We were trying to see whether he was having problems pooping, but I don't think it was. And now they're arguing over who's got the spaces because I'm sat in Princess's chair. I nearly said dormouse then. Enjoy your retirement, Janet. Yes, as that's what Audrey says. He gets up at 1:30. The delivery. He's a delivery man. Oh, okay, that's good then. 1:30. We're still awake from the night. We've probably only just had dinner at 1:30. Do not mention Slimming World. You're on a bullet train in the wrong direction at wit's end. Oh, Dormouse, why? What's happening, my darling? What is happening? I know. Well done, Dormouse. You get less time for murder or something. I know, right? Hopefully everyone's just saying hello, really. How are you doing, Al? We've missed your video. We saw the one with Patrick. Wee little Patrick, so it is. Oh, and we've got we've got you on the bus. There we are. Look, there's you on the bus. I've also got. Shall I? Oh, where have I put it? I've got a different you with a little hat on. Hang on. You're the first one. I've got two different outfits for. Do you want me to get it? Shall I get it? I'm going to go and get it, and I will check what the cats are doing as well, just to make sure they're not, trying to eat each other or something. So here we go. Look, I'm going to pop this on. Give me a second. I'll pop this on. I'll be back. What are you two doing? Are you all right there? You're under the trolley. Where are you? Okay. Are you both okay? No fighting, please. What are you doing, Mr. Felix? Are you a friend? There we are. There we are. Come on then, Princess. Are you coming in with Mummy? Are you coming in with Mummy? Come on then. No, you're going back in the bedroom. Okay. Oh dear, oh dear. And I'm back. And I'm back. Here we go. Oh. Oi! Stop it, you two. So, look. Bearing in mind, I think I'm going to have to swap the head over. So, let me just do that very quickly. Do you prefer Al with glasses or without glasses? Because your minifig wears glasses, but you don't wear them anymore at the moment. So I've got. Hang on. Oh, Right, let's have a look. Oh gosh, my hands really are not good today at all. I am having a terrible hand day, but you know, that's fibro for you. So, Alan, this is, I don't know how well that's going to pick up. Here we go, look, if I, we've got a little version of you with, it looks like, what's it called? Train conductor's outfit. It's really cool, and I got this flat cap special. So it looks like you when you do your train thing. I think it's really cool. I think it is so funky. So we've got a different outfit for you basically. And Felix, what are you doing? What are you trying to get, mister? There's nothing down there. Oh, are you hungry? Do you want they've eaten their oh gosh. Hang on. Hang on everyone. They've eaten their food, but I think you want some biscuits. Do you want your biscuits, Felix? There's nothing there, my friend. Shall I put down, do you want some of these? Here we go, look. Here you go. Here you are. There's a pile each for you. Good God. Sorry, bad mummy. Bad, terrible mummy. When they both got up off the chair, I should have instantly gone and got them their biscuits. There's still some fresh food down, but I should have known that they needed their biscuits. Bad mummy. So yes, let's have a look. Let's have a look in that there chat. You're on the same train, Jane. Let's discuss it then, everyone. What is happening? 46 years married in December for Hubs and you. Wow. You fear Lisa will have to build a bullet train for you at this rate. Not that I wish to be in the same pickle as me. I am glad of your company, says Dormouse. You're doing okay, says Alan. Had a great time with family. That's why you've not put up a video, but you're going to do a video this week. The Lego Alan looks cool. Oh, fab, thank you. Don't worry, you'll get there. Yeah, listen, at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, use this as a reset, you two, right? And for anyone else as well. For anyone else as well, right? It's difficult, right? It's really difficult. Losing weight is not easy without glasses. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. We will sort that, Alan. I will sort that for you, my friend. And then that will be easily fixed. Easily fixed. There we go. I'll arrange that and we'll sort that properly. I'll get a different head for that one. So we'll have two Allens, one in your train gear, one in your walking gear. This is the great tit that I mentioned. This is an AliExpress Temu model. It's blooming brilliant. It is so cool. Flimsy. You can tell these are not Lego bricks. Very limited clutch power. But look how pretty that is. If you can't see everyone, it's a little bird, a small bird. It has a white black and white head, so the top half of its head is black, the bottom beak down is sort of white, the beak is black. It's got a grey and pale blue wing with a little bit of white on and a black fleck on the end of the feathers. It's got a grey, sort of soft darkish tan is the colour, tail and back that leads to a little black point on its tail, and it's also got a bright yellow breast with a black line that runs down it and matches with the front. And it's got little tiny like claws, if you like, little tiny feet that are gripping a branch or a part of a tree, basically a little bit of a tree, which looks like the trunk of a young tree, which has a curve in it to the ground, and there's a couple of bits to suggest grass. And I added a little one white quarter circle piece to look like a little bit of poop, because I just thought it looked more natural, basically. So yes, there we go. So it's a non-Lego piece, and the clutch power isn't fantastic as you're building it. It's only once you finish putting it together that it actually kind of holds itself together. As you're building it, it was a nightmare. I've got to say, absolute nightmare. Oh no, I brought it in here. Now now the lovely princess wants to come back up. Are you coming back up? Come on then. You're going to jump up on me. Come on then. Oh, and Felix as well. Is that what you were both wanting? You were just wanting your biscuits? Oh, great. Well done. Well done. You should have said. They're like, Mum, we did say. Okay. So yeah, anyway, there you go. You need to kick up the rear end. You think it's a lack of sleep stress, and when that happens, you fail to eat enough. You are tired though. So then let's have you have one feeding at a bird feeder every other day. Oh, a real one. That's so cool. Stress period unfortunately only going to get worse for a good while. You just need to use spoons wisely and remind yourself you need to care for you. Dormouse, you need to care for you. You absolutely need to care for you. Listen, the first thing, right? Listen, shall we have a moment of dropping the bullshit? Let's just be honest. Shall we? Shall we do that? The thing is, right, with a weight loss journey, with a diet, with losing weight, with not being as fat, whatever it is, right, the very first thing that we need to do is recognize that if this is going to work, we have to make changes, right? Nothing in this world. We've watched plenty of channels, and I'm not going to name any names, but Rufus, you're still on, so you know what I'm talking about if you're still here. We've watched many channels where they're just looking for that magic bullet, right? And they will bounce around between this plan, that plan, another plan. It doesn't matter, right? You can do any of it until you start learning to love yourself, right? Until you start beginning to realize that you have value, that you are worthy. Until that happens, you are not ever going to be able to lose weight. It's never going to happen, because the very first thing that you need to do is to recognize that you're valid and you're worthy of losing weight, right? And that isn't easy. That is quite a difficult thing for a lot of people. Accepting and learning to love and accept yourself is a really hard thing. It's a really difficult thing for most of us to do. And it's something that you've got to put those boundaries in place, right? Whatever has worked over the years to get us all to the sizes that we were, if you want to change something, the fundamental thing that we need to change is how we view ourselves, because that right there is the beginning. Because if you are not valid, right, how much do I share? How much do I share? I'm ADHD, so I have a tendency to overshare. Hello, you two. Please don't fight in here. You've both been out earlier. Well, briefly. Princess went out and went, oh no, I'm going back in. For the longest time, oh, that's why that was happening. That's because the keyboard, I kept knocking the keyboard. I wondered what I was doing. For the longest time, I didn't love myself. I didn't love anything about myself at all, right? And I put myself in some very dangerous situations. I put myself in some very dodgy situations. I allowed myself to get to morbidly obese levels. I believed that I was unworthy of love. I believed that I was unworthy of being seen as a decent human being. Even when me and Rufus first got together and I'd already done a lot of work on myself, I still wasn't sure of whether he was, whether I was the one for him. I knew that he was the one for me. I didn't know whether I was the one for him, if that makes sense, because I was thinking that, oh, at some point he's going to wake up and realize that everything my sibling thinks about me is true and I am actually this terrible, horrible person. And he's going to be like everybody else and just, you know, say one thing, do something else. And, you know, he's probably, when he says he loves you, he's probably lying because, you know, how can anyone love you? Because I didn't love me. And I allowed all of that self-hatred, self-loathing, self-doubt, all of that led me to my eating problems. All of it. It wasn't, when we first got together, which is 10 years ago now, when we first got together, I believed that he loved me. I also was waiting for him to realise that, oh, I can do so much better than her. Because in my mind, he was what's it called, batting down, does that make sense? Or whatever it is, where it's like I was, oh, there's a phrase and I think I've got it the wrong way around, but you know, where like he's too good for you is basically what was going around my head. And it took the longest time for me to actually accept that he could love me, because it took the longest time for me to learn to love me. And I believe very firmly that if you are looking to lose weight, to improve your health, to improve the way you feel about yourself, to improve your looks, to improve whatever, the first thing you have to do is accept, at the very first thing, who you are, what has brought you to here, and all of that. And the second thing is that you have to learn to love yourself. And that's warts and all. That is, with all your flaws, with all of your physical lumpy bumpy bits that you might not like, you need to love the package that you come in. Because whether you believe in souls or spirits or whatever it is that makes us us, that is that intangible, whether it's the firing of neurons in a particular way, whether it is the, you know, electromagnetic field of all of our cells working together, whether it's a soul given to us by a divine entity, whether it is simply an accident of evolution, whatever makes us us, you have to learn that the package it comes in is fine. Whatever shape or size, colour or creed, whatever the package that your soul, spirit, you inhabit is absolutely fine. It's got you to this point. It's keeping you safe. It's keeping you alive. It's keeping you in a tangible form where you can be interacting on this planet and this physical realm, right? So whatever shape, size, whatever your body is, you might not like it, but you've got to love it, because it's doing its bloody job. It's keeping the majority of the germs out. It's keeping the majority of the organs in. It's keeping the majority of its functions running. And it's keeping you going. And if this was a giant machine and you were, if our body was a spaceship and you were, you know, a space explorer in the middle of a galaxy somewhere, you would be very grateful for that spaceship maintaining oxygen levels and heating levels and, you know, water and everything else. You'd be very grateful to have that, because without it you won't be here. And the thing is, our body is exactly the same. And all right, it might be a bit clunky looking right now. And all right, it might have some saggy skin or some bits that you don't like, or it might be bigger than you'd like, or slower than you'd like, or but you know what? It's doing an amazing job keeping you going. Really, genuinely is. There are so many hundreds of thousands of things happening at any one moment in our body. Part of it is digesting, part of it is dealing with oxygen, part of it is dealing with nutrients, part of it is dealing with thinking, part of it is dealing with the waste, part of it is dealing with recovering from an injury or recovering from a scratch, recovering from a bruise, recovering from... There are so many multitude of things that are happening all at the same time, every single moment of every single day, that we forget. Our bodies are bloody miraculous. So if you can learn to love the body that you are in, right? Rufus has the best expression, which is, we're a work in progress, right? That's what our bodies are. And as we age, it gets difficult to keep some things running and easier to keep other things running. Do you know what I mean? It's very, very hard. Before we can make any lifelong changes to how we eat, how we consider food, all of that, before we can do any of that, we have to learn to love the fact that if it wasn't for this giant galactic spaceship, we would not exist. So do you know what? I look at my tummy sometimes and I look in the mirror and I think, oh, there's a lot of saggy skin there. I'm really happy about that because it means I've lost a lot of weight. Am I happy I've got it? Do I think it's particularly attractive? Don't care. It is part of my body that when I needed to be fat to keep people away because I wasn't able to love myself and it was a defense mechanism and all of that, when I needed that, I had it. The minute that I began to love myself, not the minute, but when that started to kick in, when I started to trust that the person that I love actually loves me back, that, do you know what, I might not be as awful a human being as my own sibling believes me to be, that's a whole other story, but also as a trans woman that the media portrays me to be, that the world in its dog tell me I am, and actually over a period of time you start believing that negativity. Once you can learn to love yourself even a little bit, then you can start putting your needs first, right? And that is super, super important. If you can put your needs first, then you will start making time for you. And the thing is, that isn't selfish. I've said it many a time. The reason they say to you on an aeroplane, put your mask on first, is because if you lose oxygen, it doesn't matter that your child next to you has lost oxygen and the old person on the other side of you has lost oxygen, right? You can't help them once you've lost oxygen. So while you're struggling with the old person next to you that's panicking and your child that's also panicking, and you're struggling with them to get their mask over their face when they're panicking because something is happening on that aircraft, right? You are about to lose consciousness, in which case there are now 3 people unconscious. By putting effort in and learning to put your needs first, you put your mask on. And then the people next to you. And then there are 3 people who have what they need to survive that moment. When we put our own needs first. Right, let's talk about Dormouse. You've got health issues like me. If you are able to make time to cook a meal or to get a meal from a Slimming World meal, or even if it's just baked potato, a bit of protein and some speed veg, if you are able to make the time every day, or to batch cook, or to whatever, you know, I know spoons are limiting, but if you are able to make a meal, make enough time in the day for you to make a meal that is on plan, then you stand the best chance of maintaining your health and even improving it, right? That means that you are then able to help the family members around you, the people, the friends, the loved ones around you that are reliant on you. Because the reality is, if we carry on going the way we are when we are on that sabotage train, or sabotage station, as I think it was Janet that said, if we keep sabotaging our weight loss and our health journey, we'll end up dying early. And that's no good to anyone. What happens then? The people that rely on us, then we won't be there physically to help them. I've just seen your comment pop up. You're struggling to eat. You've got no appetite. Then, at the bare minimum, load up on Ensure. Load up on whatever it is that you need to get the nutrients into you. Get some Slim Fast drinks. It's not on plan, but it's nutrients. And if you're not eating anything, your body will be craving fuel. You'll be low on fuel, which means the next day you'll have less spoons because you've not put the fuel in. So if your body's working on empty, you're just going to be absolutely exhausted day in, day out because you're running on empty. And if you're not putting the nutrition in, you can't get the fuel and the energy out. It's impossible. So what you'll end up doing is burning out very, very, very fast, my darling, because there isn't enough calories, there isn't enough nutrition going into your body to sustain you. And you've said there, you're literally struggling to eat. You'll happily cook delicious on-plan meal, but by the time it's sit down to eat, you physically no, can't do this, have no appetite, not hungry. Then you need to force yourself to, or you need to eat as you cook. So as the potatoes are cooking, have one that you're chopping up. As the I don't mean like when it's raw, but before you're plating up other people's dinners, eat your dinner yourself. Do you know what I mean? Whatever it is that you're doing, like you're one of the people, Dormas, that it might behoove you. It might be a good idea for you to graze. If you're, I don't know, say if you're doing a roast dinner, eat vegetables as they're coming to the point where they're cooked, and you're waiting for the potatoes or waiting for the meat. Eat bits, nibble bits. Do that as you go through. If it's something where, if it's a mental thing, right, where you're like, oh, I'm exhausted, I've done all that cooking for that, now it's the last thing I want to eat, then don't eat that, eat something else. Have a pot noodle, have whatever it is that you need to get those nutrients in, right? Because if you don't, you're not going to have the energy to carry on and your health is going to get worse. That's the reality, right? That is the absolute reality. You need to sort that out first and foremost, because with health issues, you need to have the minimum amount of fuel in your body to fuel your needs for the day's work. Whether that work is just, you manage to get to the loo, have a wash, brush your teeth, comb your hair, put some clean clothes on, or put some relatively clean clothes on and sit on the sofa. If that's all you manage to do, that's a win, but your body still needs the fuel to do that. That's part of loving yourself. You can prepare a big, massive, gorgeous meal for everybody else, and then the thought of eating that, oh, I can't be bothered. Well, then eat as you go. Or eat something else. Make yourself a sandwich. Whatever else it is, you need to get calories into you, Dormouse. Otherwise, you are not going to be healthy enough to do Slimming World. First and foremost, you need to get food into you. Slimming World is not about starvation, right? And it is about eating on plan. If you can't eat an on-plan meal that you're cooking for other people, then cook something else that you can that's dead quick and easy. Have something, get a microwave meal, get it delivered, get it, I don't know, batch cooked for them. Have a whole thing in the freezer of batch cooked meals that are quick and easy to go that you like, not everybody else, but you like. So when you're doing a big dinner for the family, you've got something you can prick and ding that you can eat even as you're cooking for them. You can be sat there eating a small portion of a ready meal or a bowl of cereal, whatever the hell it is. You can be eating that, munching that, drinking your Ensure, your Slim Fast shake, whatever it is, to make sure you've got all your mixed nutrients in. That's the bare minimum. Janet, what I saw that you were struggling as well. Why are you struggling, Janet? You're worth a bit of extra time, and so is everyone else is struggling. You're sending you all your love and care. Yeah. Why are you struggling, Janet? What is it with you, my darling? So, oh, hang on. Why is this not on now? Where is my... Oh, hang on. I closed down the chat, so let's bring the chat back up. That's not what I want. There we go. That's the magic thing. When all folk want to do is suck the life and energy out of you. So don't let them. Don't let them. Don't let them, Dormouse. Boundaries. Don't let them. Do not let them. Learn to say no. Saying no is perfectly fine. It's perfectly valid. Learn to say no. Can you do this? No. I haven't got the spoons today. I haven't got the energy today. I'm not feeling right today. I'm not feeling well today. No, I'm not going to do that. I wish I could. Ask me again another time. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do that today. I can't do that for you right now. Say no. If giving your energy to everyone else is sapping your energy from you being able to have the energy to eat, then you need to say no. Because what happens, Dormouse, everybody else wants to suck the life out of you. What happens when there's no more life to suck and you pass over? Then the people around you are going to suffer even more. And you won't be there. This is what I'm talking about, boundaries. You have to learn to say, no, that doesn't work for me. I don't have my sibling in my life because every time I was in contact with them, I would get a torrent of abuse. I would, for a moment of time, I would be like, oh, we're going to have a relationship. I'm going to have a sister again. This is going to, oh, this will be like in the movies. We can go to coffee and we can meet for brunch, and this will be like, it'll be like all of the things I've seen in all of the movies and all of the films and all of the TV where, sisters hang out as friends. I can have that. It's all I've ever wanted. All the rest of my family are dead. And what would happen? 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months would go by, and I would be the most despicable human being on the planet. Everyone thinks the sun shines out of my ass, and when they only find out the truth of just how evil and wicked and nasty and vicious and you name it that I am, how I am the cause of every world war, every nasty illness, everything that's ever gone wrong in her life, everything that's ever gone wrong in the history of the world, forever, going back to, oh, man discovered fire and then the second person discovered what it felt to be burnt by fire. Oh, well, there you go. That was Lisa's fault. She caused that burn to happen. So I don't have that person in my life anymore. Because after many, many years of going, oh, maybe this time, maybe this time, maybe this time, maybe this time, I'll be lucky. Maybe this time she'll stay. Maybe this time... No, every single time she turned into what she always does, which is push people away and be as vicious as she, and bitingly vicious, willfully vicious. Therefore, eventually I had to put my boundary in place and say, can't have you in my life. Don't want you in my life. You told me to F off. I've now told you, if you ever tell me that again, I will be gone. You did. I am. End of. Sometimes we need to put those boundaries in place. We really, really, really do. Because if you are giving everything to everyone else, there's nothing left to give you. And then you don't get the bare minimum of what you need. And then you cannot heal. You cannot get any better with your health conditions. Everything will get worse. And life becomes harder and harder and harder. You've got to learn to say no. You really, really do, my darling. You really, really do. I'm glad you feel it's a safe space. Good afternoon, Karen, my darling. Everyone's okay. There's a little bit of an update with Rufus's mum. Unfortunately, she passed away yesterday. And yeah, it's was expected but unexpected, if that makes sense. But thank you for asking. Dormouse, you're so tired and not sleeping. By the time meal is served up, you'll prioritise going and getting a rest. Then you need to get a rest before you cook. Or you need to plate up a dinner and have it there for after. Yeah. Or what about blending a smoothie? Yeah. Audrey, you give your hubs Complan. That's the same as the entree. She'll come in the little ring pull can things. Add frozen berries and blitz together. Yeah. You never thought of popping in a Complan or similar. I guess that's an eye-opener into how much Slimmer World has got the plan in your head. It's a way of life eating. It is if you're eating. There's no point. Listen, Dormouse, there is no point saying you're on Slimming World when you're not eating Slimming World food, because you're not eating anything. You're not doing Slimming World. You're doing starvation. There's no point saying you're on Slimming World when you're eating burgers and chocolate, because you're not doing Slimming World either, because that isn't on the plan. Like in multitudes, you can have your 15 swips worth. But do you know what I mean? Both of those things are just as much not doing the plan. If you are not eating healthily every day, eating a quantity of food enough to sustain you, then you're not doing Slimming World, my love. You're just starving yourself. So, you've got to, at the end of the day, my darling, you've got to do it. You've got to eat. Because otherwise you're going to have no energy and you will be permanently tired and permanently exhausted and permanently not able to eat because you're too tired because your body is functioning on fumes. I've not gone, I will eat your way through the cheese drawer. Well, then eat cheese. If cheese is the only thing that you can stomach sometimes, eat cheese. Angel Wings, my darling, you're struggling with self-esteem. Why? Let us know in the chat why that is. What's going on for you, my darling? There's also something called waifu that comes in a ready-to-drink bottle. There you go. You can order that online. Thank you, Audrey, for that. Waifu is Ace, says Ed. You have them in stock for your low spoons day. There you go. You cooked a whole chicken on Friday. You ate most of it before you could get it into the boxes. That's fine. Cook a whole cooked chicken. There's a lot of speed, but sorry, a lot of protein. As long as you add some bit of speed with it with through the day, that's, there you go. You'll have a look for those waifu as you go past Tesco on a Friday on the way to hospital. There you go then. Folk need to respect when I say no and no and no again. They do. They absolutely do. But if they don't, then you need to put a hard nose in place. Right? Saying no and then doing it anyway, that's not saying no, is it? You need to put a hard no in place. Can you come over on Thursday? No. Oh, but I need... Sorry, no. Oh, but... No. Oh, look. I've told you 3 times now. The answer is no. Please stop asking. I'm not going to change my mind. I'm not coming over on Thursday. I have things I need to do. Even if the thing you need to do, Dormouse, is to sit down and conserve your spoons. That is perfectly valid. Learn to say a hard no. Seriously. if people aren't respecting you when you say no, that's when you might have to do the hard cut where you say to them, if you're not respecting my decisions that I'm putting in place for me, then I can't have you in my life. And that's really tough. But you know what? It's the best thing I've ever done. As much as part of me hurts that I don't have my sibling with me, I also know, and Rufus will tell you, it hurts 25 times more every time I start to believe there could be a relationship again there. I start to believe we could be family. And then I get kicked in the teeth. That's far harder than what I do now. Dormouse, oh lordy, I'm so glad I ditched biological family and decided to choose your family years ago. Exactly. But then why are you letting people, when you say no, 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 why are you letting people force their hand to make you say yes? June Ingram, good evening, June, good afternoon. You have a sister like that too. It's so sad, but we're worth more than disrespect. Exactly. You didn't like being an only, but as you've got older, you definitely are. The reason you gave up, they wanted more and more and more of me. So like you, I said no and retired. Exactly. You're 69, not a young kid working. Exactly. Well done, Janet. So why are you struggling on plan, Janet? Let's open this right up because you said earlier that you were struggling as well. I hope you're doing okay, Rufus, love. Let me know. You do need to care for you, Dormouse. You do need to care for you. This is something that we all need to learn. We need to put ourselves first. For a lot of us are yes people, and a lot of us are people where, you know, I was always taught never do a good deed if you never do a bad deed if you can do a good one, right? If you can help someone, that should be your default, um, which is great. But a lot of people will take the piss. Hello, precious, don't precious princess. Don't try and attack the crow. The crow is taxidermy. It's not really alive. So you have to come in here. Don't go in there, princess. No, no, no. The roof isn't strong enough. Princess, come this way. That is not a strong enough building. Come on then. Do you want to jump in here? Go on then, jump in. Come on then. No. Where will you go in then? Do you want to come up? Come on then. Come here then. Oh, now you're going under the chair the other way. Okay. You just want to sit in this chair, don't you, princess? Um, Yes. Dormouse, this is conversation is why Losers Club is so much more than weight loss. Excuse the pun. A lot of food for thought. I know, right? Rufus, be selfish and look after yourself. Yes, it is selfish, but it's also selfless because you know the saying, and again, I don't like using cliches, but you know the saying, and it's very true. You cannot pour from an empty cup or an empty jug. You can't. If you use all your energy, come on then, gorgeous. If you use all your energy looking after everybody else, then how are you supposed to sustain yourself? You can't. And that's when we're tired and we're knackered and we're running on fumes, that's when it's so easy to eat crap food. And that's when our emotional state will overwhelm us. And that is when all diet plans with a small d go out the window. So you might have planned to have, I don't know, steak and chips and beans for tea. But instead, oh, I can't be bothered cooking, I'll just get a takeaway. Or I can't be bothered cooking, I'll just grab a sandwich. Or I can't be bothered cooking, I'll just have an apple. We've got to look after ourselves and put our needs first. There's a thing, I'll add it into the Losers Club on Facebook. There is I bought a sticker recently, and it's called, is it? I can't remember whether it's Maslow or Laszlo, Big Johnny Laszlo, I think it's Maslow's hierarchy of need, right? And that is one of those things that the first thing we need in life is food, water, and shelter, right? Those are the basic fundamentals that we need in life. There is a reason why food is in there, because you need to have food to sustain yourself. What it doesn't say is chocolate or sugar or cake. When Maslow talks about food, he talks about a nutritious, healthy diet. That should be the way we think of it, right? That we are eating healthy, nutritious, ideally good tasting food. That is what we should be concentrating on, right? And then water or coffee or pop, whatever you prefer. But the basic fundamentals that we need to thrive as human beings is a nutritious diet, enough water, which again a lot of us struggle with, and a safe and stable roof over our heads. You need those three. Those three are the foundation of everything else that comes on top. And that is everything from love, value, to be needed, to be blah, 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 blah. All of those things. Right then. Hang on. This is real life and you have to look after number one or you can't care for others. 100% Rufus, 100%. You can see why he's so amazing, my husband. You're so right. Well, he is right. Now, I'm going to take you to town on this then. If Maslow's hierarchy of need was hammered into your heads throughout nursing, why aren't you doing it on yourself, you numpty? Food, water, shelter, basics, fundamentals. That's the bare minimum you need, right? So then, nurse dormouse, sister dormouse, matron dormouse, why aren't you doing that for patient dormouse? You've got a stubborn patient who does everything for everybody else and doesn't have the basic nutrition that she needs for herself. Not because she hasn't got time, but because by the time it gets to her, she doesn't fancy it, the food's gone cold, or she spent so long looking at it and prepping it all day that for whatever reason, she can't take those nutrients, she can't eat it. What would you do for that patient to meet her basic, fundamental, first base level on that pyramid or that triangle, that hierarchy? What would you do for that patient? Because you ain't doing it for yourself. So what would nurse dormouse do for patient dormouse? And that's what you need to do. That's what you need to start doing. This is why I was saying earlier, loving ourselves is the very, very, very first step. Because loving ourselves is making sure that our most basic needs are met. And that isn't a pizza. That isn't 4 bars of chocolate. That is a nutritious dinner. A nutritious meal. And enough fluids. James, sorry, you got on at Sabotage Station due to a double hit of depression and anxiety means that you overeat chocolate. The reason chocolate works is chocolate releases dopamine, right? Chocolate releases dopamine. Dopamine is very good in helping when you are feeling depressed or anxious. My advice there for you, Jane, would be to contact your GP tomorrow. If you aren't on medication, you need to have a conversation about, would medication benefit you? Is this something that you would be a candidate for? Is this something that you would as I say, benefit from. If you're already on medication, then you need to maybe look at the dose or look at the type. I am somebody who had my first mental health crisis, my first breakdown at the age of 16. Since then, which is 34 years ago this year, I have been, in fact, it will be 34 years ago about now. Since then, I have been on one form of antidepressant or another for the last 25 years, I think it is. I've been on citalopram. That works for me. Doesn't work for everyone. It's horses for courses. Other people's medications will work or won't work in different levels, and it does take a while to get the right one, and it is a ball ache sorting it all out. It really hurts your brain until it gets sorted. But I can tell you that that is my base level fundamental base level foundation of looking after my needs. I take medication to help my pancreas with the diabetes, and I take medication to help my brain with the absorption or the lack of chemicals. I talk openly about one, I talk openly about the other. I don't see why one should have shame attached to it, and one should be perfectly acceptable in society. At the end of the day, both are parts of my body that need a little bit of assistance to function properly. For you, my darling, if you are depressed and anxious and aren't on any form of medication, then please go to a GP. Please help. If you are, please go to GP. Please ask for help. If you are on medication, make an appointment and speak to them. It may be that medication isn't the right answer. It may be that counselling will help, or another form of support. They could do some surgeries now do social prescribing and all sorts of things like that they're able to do. There's all sorts of things. The first thing though is, I know, right, quoting from Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12-step programs, the first thing is admitting that you need help, right? Because let's be honest, Jane, if your method of self-medicating, right, if your method of self-medicating worked, then you would eat some chocolate that would permanently fix, or at least for a good while, for a few days, that would fix your depression and anxiety. That would alleviate those symptoms. And then you'd be able to eat healthily for the rest of the week or month or whatever, until you needed to take another 3.4 milligrams or whatever it is of Cadbury's dairy milk. Do you know what I mean? If your way of medicating it worked, then they would be prescribing that on the NHS. The fact they don't means that probably it isn't going to work. And also, as much as you get that instant fix, probably in the long run going to be a lot worse for you. Again, I have been somebody who has comfort ate my whole life. I'm somebody who has self-medicated my whole life with one thing or another over the years. And at the end of the day, what I've found that works for me to keep myself going is to try and look after myself and meet those needs, those base needs. It's not easy. Stress is really difficult. Mindfulness has helped me so much. It really has. When I go to bed, oh, hang on a second. Sorry, Princess. I know you're sleeping now, aren't you? Dormouse, because you're a numpty, you got all my roles nailed, but fundamentally a nurse who loved her patients and applied Maslow day in, day out. Then physician, heal thyself. Apply it to yourself, please, Dormouse. Maslow. Maslow. If you're unable to go to the pharmacist, to the GP, go to the pharmacist and speak to a pharmacist. They will advise the GP, call back and say the pharmacist recommended GP, surgery tends to find an appointment. Okay. You will get a slapped hand, Dormouse. Yes, Rufus will slap your hand. Jane, you've been on antidepressants since 91, had so much counselling, you can normally cope with one or other, but not at the same time. Thank you for the support. Then in that case, my darling, you need some more counselling support. Listen, our base levels of everything, right? Base levels will tick along every day. It doesn't mean that that's stable. If you have something that happens and it causes an anxiety or causes a depression, then you can have, at the same time as having clinical, which is where our brains don't produce or overproduce a particular hormone, depending on the type of chemical imbalance that we have. There's different types, which is why different drugs work differently. If you've got that clinical depression going on, right, and it's caused by an imbalance, you can still have situational depression or situational anxiety, which is what happens to everybody when, oh, I've crashed the car, I'm feeling really anxious, or my partner just dumped me, I'm feeling really depressed, my cat ran away, I'm feeling really anxious and depressed. Situational is on top of our baseline, right? So our baseline ticks along. We can take a medication, take a this, take a that, happily do this, right? And it keeps us on this lovely, nice level where we're up and down a little bit, but generally quite stable. And then bam, something happens. That situational crisis happens, and we might get through it in the instant because our amygdala kicks in, our fight, flight, freeze or fawn kicks in, right? And we then go, the amygdala starts pumping all through our body. When that stops and we come out the other side of that, all of our hormones, all of our mental hormones, and I don't mean like testosterone and estrogen, all of our other hormones, all the mental hormones, then crash. That's when depression, anxiety can really kick in. So you'll find that for a lot of people, whilst the crisis is ongoing, they might be absolutely fine. Whilst, you know, if they're dealing with whatever in that moment, whilst they're dealing with the things, they are dealing with it. They haven't got the time to stop and address the feelings. That's where PTSD and things like that come from. And it's why having support, even if you've had regular therapy and everything might be fine, having therapy and support on top when crisis happens, that's why that can be so effective, my darling. So again, don't beat yourself up in the fact that you turn to chocolate. Chocolate is a self-medication form. Some people use chocolate, other people use alcohol, other people use, you know, risky sexual practices, other people use, there's all sorts of things, drugs, or just for a lot of people it's food, for other people it can be overspending or a combination, some, all, none of all of that. It's completely natural, right? But get some support, speak to a GP, speak to a pharmacist, speak to, if you've got contact with mental health teams, speak to people, and yeah, and try and do that, if that makes sense. That quick high satisfaction with chocolate or cheese crisps is literally a quick fix. The longer option, harder, is worth it in the long run. It is, but sometimes, and again, that quick fix might be what you need in that moment. As long as it isn't, I've often talked about a duvet day is grand, a duvet month, not so much. Angel wings, the weight gain, you don't want to leave your house, you can't even look in the mirror. Then, my darling, do you know what you need to do then? Do you know what you need to do? In all honesty, if you're at that point where you are so down on yourself, that's when you absolutely need to admit that you need help. And you need to speak to a GP, speak to somebody a professional that can help and put something in place. Now, if that means that you need to leave the house once a week to go for a counselling session, then that's what you're going to need to do. And it will be tough and it will be hard. But the first thing you need to do is to admit that you can't do this on your own and that you need some help, right? And once you work out that you need some help, then you need to try and find that help. And that is so difficult. It really is, my darling. The Slimming World has worked for me and Rufus, but we were only able to do that when we started to love ourselves a little bit more, when we started to accept where we were and put our needs first. So if that's something that you're struggling with, Angel Wings, then until you begin to put your needs first, it is going to be a problem. But how about you think of things not in the big picture, right? I know we often talk about the big picture, but if the big picture is too scary, look at the microcosm, right? Look at the very, very small picture. What do you need to do today, in the next few hours or whatever? What do you need to do to help your health moving forward? What can you do? If you've got high fat, high sugar, low nutrient food in your cupboards, then if tomorrow is when the bin men come, stick it in the bin, get rid. That's something you can do today. You take a small step forward every single day, just one step forward. That isn't starting Slimming World tomorrow. That isn't doing the couch to 5K or whatever it's called tomorrow. You just put the baby steps in place. You do the very, very, what is the minimal thing right now that you can do to help? What will help? Maybe you've still got half a pizza left in the fridge. Throw it away. Or if you've got nothing else in at the moment and your groceries, you're going to order your groceries online or you're shopping and that's not going to be until tomorrow, then you make sure on your shopping list tomorrow, you go through, you delete anything on there that's high sugar, low nutrients, you get rid of all of that and you put the healthier options in and you make that change. You don't have to go out and leave your house and start jogging around the streets, right? You don't. But you do a small thing. Any step forward towards a healthier you is a step forward. A millimetre, a centimetre forward is more than enough right now. And it's the same for everyone. A centimetre forward is enough because you're moving in a direction. Repeating the pattern this week that we did last week, if last week was a bad food week, right, repeating that pattern will take us further away from health and well-being. Those are step backwards, right? Those are step towards early death, early immobility, early whatever. That's what we don't want. We want that's our 180. So a step in the positive direction, a step towards health. You don't have to do it all immediately, right? And I think this is one of the things that people often, especially when as YouTubers, we talk about all the changes that we make. You don't have to do it all at once. If you're not ready to do it all at once, just make the small, tiny baby steps forward. Tiny increments. If swapping out, you know, regular Coke for Diet Coke. It's a start. Do you know what I mean? And in terms of not loving yourself and all of that, your body got you to where you are now, Angel Wings. Kept you alive for all this time. So now what can you do to keep your body alive for the next 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever years? I don't know how old you are. What can you do to return that favour? Well, we can start with giving our body Maslow's hierarchy of need, the very, very base minimum that we can. Nutritious food, enough water, and a roof over our head, shelter. And that will help. But your body's an amazing thing. All of our bodies are really amazing things. They really are. And it got you to this far, Angel Wings. Right? And it may be there as I said earlier, there are many things I dislike about my body physically. However, I love my body. It got me to here. I genuinely love myself. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Every single night I have some affirmations, right? I put on Headspace. I'll put the link on the Losers Club group on Facebook. It's called Headspace. I think I've got a code or something where you can get the first month for free, I think. I don't remember. I know I'll keep saying it. I'm going to write it down on this piece of paper. I will put the link on the Facebook group. If you're not on there already, just look for Losers Club by Beyond Authentic Health. It is a closed group, and you so that nobody can find it. It's got to be one that you asked to join and all of that malarkey. So Headspace. I'm just going to write Headspace to FB. There we go. Headspace to Facebook. And what I will do, I know, right, I'm sat here like a Bond villain, aren't I? Come on then. I know, sorry, did I move? Did I move, Princess? Did I? I know, it's all right, Felix. You're just licking your bits right now. So you carry on doing that because nobody wants to see that on camera. I know. Felix got a bit jealous because you were getting all the loves. He did. So every night I put on my rain music. I have a headband thing with little headphones in that I put on. I don't know whether Rufus can hear it or not. Most of the time he's playing a game when I try and fall asleep. And I have a series of mantras that I've talked about a lot that I say over and over and over in my head. And they are, I love, approve of, no, I love, accept, and approve myself. Approve of myself. I love and approve of myself, right? So it starts with, I love, accept, and approve of myself. Everything I need and want comes to me. Everything I need to know is revealed to me at the correct time. I accept and welcome prosperity and wealth into my life. And healthy food makes me feel satiated and happy. All is well in my life. That is my current updated affirmations. So I literally say, I'll have my sound music playing, so my rain clouds, and I go like this. So this is normally internal. I go, I love, accept, and approve of myself. Everything I need and want comes to me. Everything I need to know is revealed to me at the correct time. And then either all is well in my life, because when I first started, those were the four that I used, or I love, accept, and approve of myself. Everything I need and want comes to me. Everything I need to know is revealed to me at the correct time. I accept and welcome abundance, prosperity, and wealth into my life. Healthy food makes me feel happy and satiated. All is well in my life. I love, accept, and approve of myself. Everything I need and want comes to me. Everything I need to know is revealed to me at the correct time. I accept wealth, prosperity, and there's another word that my brain, I always get that because this is still a new combination. I accept abundance, wealth, and prosperity in my life. Healthy food makes me feel satiated and happy. All is well in my life. And I repeat that until I fall asleep, right? It helps. It helps no end. It it sounds really, really woo woo, right? And it sounds really, really like um what's her face? Gwyneth Paltrow and her crystal love eggs that she shoves up her doodah. It isn't. It genuinely I genuinely feel that I believe these words now because I do love, accept, and approve of myself. I think I'm a pretty decent human being, you know. I am flawed to hell. I struggle. I am not always the nicest person. I'm not always as kind as I can be. But I think overall, in our pros and cons columns, I think I probably come out with more pros than cons. I think on balance, I try and be a positive force in the world if I can be. Do you know what I mean? I would like to think that whenever my time is done, I've left I've left a little bit of a positive mark overall on the world. I don't mean on like the big world, but with people that know me. I would like to think that people, you know, when I've passed, people will say, she were all right. She were all right. Overall, she was all right. Fairly decent human being. That's all I aim for. Um, so that's where the love, accept, and approve of myself. This isn't the body I would choose. If I was, you know, 12 years of age and got to pick a body, this probably isn't the one that I would choose. However, do you know what? It's taught me an awful lot and it's got me to where I am now. I'm very grateful for my body. It functions. It's survived so much and it's still ticking. I'm quite grateful for that. With the bits that don't assign with the gender, with the bits that are quote unquote too big, too tall, too wobbly, too this, too that, too the other, I accept who I am. I love who I am. I approve of who I am, right? Everything I need and want comes to me. Okay? Not everything. Everything I need comes to me. Everything I want comes eventually. I've just got to look at it the right way. And that doesn't mean, oh, I want this particular Lego set. Well, if I want it, I can save up and go and get it. Do you know what I mean? Um, by the time I've got to that point, do I still want it? Meh. Everything I need to know is revealed at the correct time. That I believe very firmly. We are, both Rufus and I are learning so much about cats and about their needs and about how much they are already giving us, certainly with Mr. Felix. We are learning. Um, I am learning things about myself. I missed an appointment this week for my cystoscopy for the bladder cancer, so it's been rebooked till the 4th of April. Um, I will learn there what's going on and if there's anything that I need to be worried about, and we'll deal with that if and when it happens. Do I need to worry about that now? About that now? No, because what I need to know will be revealed when it's the right time. The two new ones that are added in, I accept and welcome abundance, wealth, and prosperity. I am somebody who struggles financially. I could win £1 million tomorrow, and I'd spend 1,000,010. It's a pattern that I, partly the ADHD and the chasing the dopamine or the dopamine mining. That's something which also, can I just say, stroking pussycats an awful lot releases a lot of endorphins and dopamine as well. So, you know, having two pussycats that like to be stroked, is a good thing. So that's, you know, another release. But yeah, I do that a lot. Um, and then the last one, healthy food makes me feel satiated and happy. It does, genuinely. I would much rather eat an apple than a Snickers or a Mars bar. I feel having, we've got some pink ladies in at the moment. I'll get some more tomorrow. We've got some pink ladies and some little baby coxes, like the small little fun size apples, or are they galas? Don't know. Can't remember. But I'll have one of each, chop each into 14, into 16, sorry. And I'll sit and nibble those. I feel afterwards that I've eaten a massive treat. But it feels like I've had a bag of crisps or something because I've been hand to mouth, hand to mouth, hand to mouth, hand to mouth. And I feel happy because I haven't eaten a bag of crisps. I haven't eaten something that's going to take my health 3 steps backwards. It's another baby step forward. And so just doing all of those things, oh, and all is well in my life. I end every single one of my affirmation sessions with that because genuinely, all is well in my life. Everything right now is how it needs to be. I'm not saying everything is perfect in life. I'm not saying that everything is happy and fan-dubby-dozy, but everything is where it needs to be right now. My life is where it needs to be. I am in a relationship with a guy that I adore, that I am able to support through everything that he's now going through with losing his mum. We went through it with my mum. He was there for me. He also learned an awful lot about end of life through witnessing it with my mum. And so, you know, there was an awful lot of lessons there that we both learned. Um, all is well in my life doesn't mean my life is perfect or everything is wonderful. It means I accept everything as it is right now. I accept it. All is well. There are things that I will change in time, but for now, all is well in my life. Those affirmations have worked so well over the last few years. They've really helped me understand that I genuinely do love myself. And I genuinely do accept myself now. And I think, Angel Wings, if you can find a way to love some things about you, right? And this is going to sound woo woo. Get a jar and every day on a scrap of paper or on a post it note, write something that you love about yourself and put in that jar every day. It's a mindfulness technique. Often it's called the jar of joy, but put something in that jar that you love about yourself. It could be, I've got really slender wrists for a size 32 girl, or I don't smell much for a fat lass, or whatever it is, right? It could be, I've got an amazing hourglass shape. It could be, my calves are the most shapely and desirable. Or it could be, I don't know, my lips are full. Whatever it is, whatever it is that you love about yourself, write it down. And it could be the most small thing. I love the way my hair has naturally curled this morning. Put it in the jar, one a day. And this is the same for everyone out there. If you are struggling with self-esteem, write this every single day. And it does mean looking in the mirror, and you will find things that you absolutely don't like, right? You will find things. Are you good? Are you good? No, Mr. Bond. I expect you to live happily. Um, and it might be that you look at your face and you go, oh, my nose is still broken from that time I fell out of the car, and my, I don't know, my ears are wonky, and I don't like that scar that I've got, and that eyebrow has never quite, I overplucked that one and it never quite grew back. And oh, you can see I've got very thin lips and I've got, that's not what we're doing. We're looking in the mirror and finding something we love about ourselves and writing it down and putting it in our jar. Do that every day, please. Every day. And then when you're having a really crappy day, you pull one of them out of the jar at random. But of course, if it's something deeper, then please speak to a GP. Please get some help. I'm a massive proponent. And again, it's putting your needs first. Asking for help, asking for counselling, asking for medical support, whatever it is, that is a big, massive part of putting your needs first, right? And it might be that everyone in your life has put you down for years. It might be that you have put yourself down for years and everyone else in your life tries to lift you up, but you, for whatever reason, cannot hear those words of positivity. In which case, if you are your biggest critic, then you need to start being your biggest cheerleader as well to drown out that inner critic, right? And it's really tough, my darling. It really is. Take it from a 6'2", previously morbidly overweight trans woman, right? It can be really, really, really tough to find things that we like about ourselves, but it's doable. And same for everyone. That should be our baseline. I'm just talking nonsense now while I just sit here and stroke this cat, aren't I? I know. But it does give you, or it's giving me, a massive dopamine hit and endorphin rush, isn't it? And I think she feels safe. I don't know whether you can see where she is. Oh no, other side. There you go. I think she feels safe here. And it's funny because I don't know if Rufus is still in the chat, but a bit like Mr. Felix, it's like these were outdoor cats. I can see them being indoor cats now. Because this morning he went out and jumped on the fence and trotted on the fence in between the sheds. Off he went for his little explore. And she went outside, took 2 steps outside, sort of looked around and then was like, no, I'm going back in where it's warm. So she certainly knows what an adorable cat Princess is, isn't she? I don't really like the name, but you know, we've both said we might attempt to call her Francis because it sounds the same, and then try and like bring it. I keep saying we should call her Princess Sheba as her full name, because then we've got Mr. Felix and Princess Sheba. So we've got the 2 black and white cats from the 2 cat brands. But yeah, I think in all honesty, right, a lot of us struggle with weight loss. I've certainly, over the years, I've hit my self-sabotage zone many a time. And this time, this is the first time in a long time that I've this is the first time in a long time that I haven't repeated that pattern. Um, Good girl. And I think it is because genuinely I am, I'm really intrigued as to where this journey is taking me. I'm lighter now than I've been in most of my adult life. And I'm not light. 16 stone 11 is not light. I'm where many of you would have started on your journey, if not a good few stone heavier. But for me, this is the lightest I have been in a long, 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 long time. I'm discovering what this means for me as I go down this journey. Finding clothes in sizes I never thought I would be in is very strange. It's very odd. And normally, the part of me that... It's a weird noise outside. Sounded almost like geese. But normally the part of me that hasn't liked myself very much would normally kick in by now and go, sod it, let's just go and get a pizza, let's get a takeaway, let's do this, let's do that. Not this time round. This time round, we're just rolling, aren't we? No. Are you doing good? Oh, sorry. Sorry. Did I stop stroking you with that hand as well? Oh no. How disastrous, Princess. How disastrous, Princess Sheba. There's a goose. Sorry, for a second I almost forgot I was live streaming. Just me sit here playing with my pussy, everyone. I know, right? You were expecting a Mrs. Slocum style joke from me, weren't you there? I know, right? Oh, she's very much molting. So it's a very, very good job we got some of the sticky rollers and also I did leave them in the room. They're over the other side. Um, is that the time? Is that Oh my gosh, it's 25 to 6. Wow. Um hang on. Oh dear. Oh dear, I've ignored the chat a lot. Rufus, big boot on. You can dispatch boot up the bum. You've listened and we'll do something different this week as obviously things need to change. They do. Glitter, ooh, sorting card stuff, glitter everywhere. So Rufus is allergic to glitter. It makes him come out in odd faces. There you go. That's his allergic reaction. He goes, he hates glitter so much. Hey, Angel Wings, try doing all steps at a time and don't worry what people think. Yeah. Even though you've been trained to help people, Ed, in this sort of mental health stuff, you struggle to apply it to yourself. Then again, ask for help, reach out for help. Um, you know, reach out for help. Audrey, you're with, yeah, I don't mind glitter. It's loose glitter I don't really like. Angel rings, you understand not looking in the mirror, you avoid. How about this week you do not aim to leave the house, but stand with me on the doorstep and have a coffee and tell us what birds you see? Oh, that would be awesome. In addition to following what Lisa's just said, we can do it together. That's a really good idea. Yeah, I like that idea, Janet. It's so easy to help others, isn't it? But helping ourselves, be in mental or physical health, is a blooming challenge. But together we can, and we'll do it as we all catch each other on bad days. Exactly. Um, we've just got to, oh gosh, we've just got to look out for ourselves and one another. It's that Jerry Springer thing, isn't it? Look after yourself and each other. Maybe we'll start doing that as our tagline, Rufus. You've enjoyed your morning coffee doing the window mindfulness exercise. As the daylight comes in, it's so wonderful. I love it. It seems a small step, Angel Wings, but just popping on the dressing gown, fresh air and daylight on the face, and for you, always a coffee, as you say, good morning, birdies, can at least start the day with a lift. Absolutely. Dormouse, Lisa, you and Rufus are genuinely beautiful people. No, we're not. Who, in a world that is so often toxic, really shine a light on the goodness there is, as do a whole community you've been able to come together. Oh, thank you. I'll take that for the community. Audrey, you ordered some of Rufus's cheese crackers. You had to donate them to the food bank. For a cheese lover, they were far too salty. They can be quite salty, yeah. Um, so beautiful, Lisa. Oh, yeah. Princess has chosen you. Indoor cats, fine, easy. They do not bring gifts in. We've changed previous cat names. You can do. Princess Sheba suits her perfectly. It does, doesn't it? Um, Okay, Angel Wings, my darling. Listen, we're all here. A lot of us have really, really, really bad self image, right? A lot of us really do. And none of us are airbrushed models on the front of magazines, are we? None of us are, what's it they call them on? What's it they call? What's I used to know this. What's the app called where you can slim yourself down and get rid of the bags under your eyes and, you know, make yourself look whiter teeth and brighter eyes and all of that lot. And then you post your picture on the social media things. All of that. It's none of us do that in real life, do we? None of us can live like that. You can tell she has a relaxed effect on you. She's just, not only that, Janet, I have been streaming for 2.5 hours, so I'm a little bit tired now. My helimed chopper just landed in the field next to us, and now literally, what? I'm now up, literally did a down, up and away. That's not good. Wow. You loved how you're being served, Audrey. I know, right? Jokes that wouldn't be allowed these days, but with the exception of the odd racist joke, which I think was horrendous, and there was no place for some of the homophobic stuff from about Mr. Humphries was a little bit not good either. Yeah, in fact, thinking about it, there was quite a lot in that program that was a bit dodgy, wasn't there? Um, the depiction of women as a bit brainless, bimbo-y, and the dirty. Yeah, no, actually, thinking about it, old Mr. Grace and his secretaries that were harassed in the workplace, probably not a good. In fact, yeah, probably not a good program. Certainly with a 2020's perspective on it. Hello, where are you going, princess? Where are you going? You can go down there if you want to. You're not going to go in there though, because Felix is now asleep. So if you want to, you can pop down, or you can stay here with me. You can't jump in the other bed, because then that would. No, I'm not going to let you do that. You can go down. Do you want to get down? There you are then. There you are. Good girl. Oh, and now Felix is awake anyway, going, where's she going? Holland! Hello, Holland! Hello! Lots of apps do that. What? Oh, okay. On the influencer thing. Hugs to Lisa and Rufus. Thank you, my darling. I hope you're okay, my darling Holland. I don't know whether you've seen anything anywhere, but Rufus's mum unfortunately passed away early hours of this morning. After being poorly yesterday, she got taken poorly yesterday, so Rufus hightailed it down yesterday afternoon, and then she actually passed this morning. So we were expecting it and not expecting it at the same time. I'm not sporting the pirate look anymore. Does that mean something good? I've had a checkup. I still, oh, hang on, I can just about read the words high ed. Not very clearly, but I can read the word high ed. In fact, I'm so sorry to hear that. I can just about read what is coming up on the screen with my left eye. I had the checkup. It's healing as. I still need to use the patch when the eye gets tired. But touch wood, fingers crossed, everything is moving forward as they were expecting. So yeah, fingers crossed it's going okay. The bubble that they put in place had gone. That's been absorbed. It's very strange. Yeah, we're just now hoping that my vision will come back to some semblance of normal. There is still some blood in the eye apparently. They saw that on a something photograph. So there is still stuff, but they're hoping that naturally that will get reabsorbed and sort of dealt with naturally without needing a further op. But I've got 6 weeks. I'll have another checkup and then we'll know. And then he's told me all the things to look out for when the cataract begins. And then it will be, right, once that starts, if I'm still under their service, they will book it in. If I'm not, then to see the GP, and the GP will book it in. So yeah, it will, or the GP will then refer me to them, and then they'll book it in that end. So yeah, it's all good. It's what it is. Thank you, my darling. It's, as I say, it wasn't unexpected. It it happened a lot quicker in the end than we thought it would. Um, but obviously, his mum's been quite poorly for a little while now, so I think everybody has kind of been, expecting things. But yeah, you just saw we've got a second black and white pussycat that isn't officially living here yet. She's only here temporarily. The neighbour went away for God knows how long. Currently we're on, I think this is actually day 4. And all she did was leave some biscuits out and a takeaway pot of water in a little cubby hole. Didn't tell anyone she was going away. Didn't say anything. So yeah, so Princess came in here, and her and Felix are really good friends anyway. Felix is just here next to me. And Felix quite often, when he gets up, he's like, I gotta have my breakfast and then go and see Princess, and off he toddles and go and find her outside. So yeah, currently they're both in here, and we're possibly going to be, I don't know whether it's adopting her or just fostering her for a while, or quite what the plan is. But yeah, currently we've got 2 pussycats that we're looking after. Right then, everyone, it's been a super long stream. Rufus is there. Hello, my darling. Um, oh, she's having a bit of Harrington's chunks in gravy. Wishing comfort for Rufus and continued healing for you, Lisa. Thank you, Holland. Um, as I say, it seems to be going okay. Felix kept bringing her to us. Well, this is it. He did, didn't he? Do you think maybe that was his way of saying you need to adopt her as well, Mum, because she's not being looked after? I think it could be. Holland, if you scroll back a little bit, you'll see she's been sat on my lap most of the day, most of the stream, and I will take photos. I should have taken one when they were in their bed together, because that was super mega cute. But you're quite happy, aren't you, Felix? Oh, hang on. She's just come back in the room. Come on then, Princess. Come on then. Are you going to come up? Are you going to come up? Come on then. Oh, I know. Come on. There we go then. So this is Princess. Look, here we go. Look. There we are. Look. There's Princess. She's very similar to Felix, aren't you? And Felix is just sat here next to us in his little bed. If I, there we are. Look. Oh, hang on. We'll do this one last time. We go then for all the Pussycat fans. There we go. There we go. Um, I am absolutely covered in pussycat glitter. I absolutely am. But that's fine. That's why we got the lint roller things because we knew that would happen. She is molting. Look at him just looking at himself. Look at you, Prince. Look at you, Felix. You see it, Mr. Felix? You see yourself. Yes. Mr. Felix felt you needed a cat each. Did you? Did you think that you both you? I think you just knew that if you kept bringing Princess to us, you knew that we would look after her. I think that's what it was. I think it was. We always said, didn't we, Rufus? We said, "Oh, it's because he's going. Oh, can I just swap you over this side? There we go, my darling. Yes. Oh, is that better? Just so I can put my leg up because my leg has gone to sleep. There we are. That's better. That's better, isn't it? Yes, I know. Or you're going to do the needy thing on my bosom. Yes, you are. Um, what was I saying, Rufus? Oh yeah, we were saying that quite often. Hello, I am here. Quite often, he would come over and it would be like, look, I've got all this food. I've got all this. Look what I've got. And it was adorable because he was literally like, come in here, come and see this. And actually, it could well have been that he was going, will you take her on as well? Will you make her little cakes? Which is a reference to a very obscure TV show that we've watched in the past, called The Librarians, which now you can't even get a copy of. So yes, but you're a good girl, aren't you? You are. She is a longer haired version of Mr. Felix, and you're doing really well, aren't you, Mister? You are. He adores watching himself. If you put the camera on and film him so that he can see the screen, he's like, oh, what's that? He loves playing with the screens, don't you? And the cat games and the YouTubes and everything. And whereas Princess is just, she's just like, oh, aren't you? You just needed someone to give you all the attention. You've been abandoned for many, many years, probably, where your old mummy didn't look after you, didn't let you in the house. We found out recently that her and her brother were living in a cupboard. When they got let in at night, they were in the cupboard under the stairs. But her brother, we saw him once the day before Rufus went down south. So what that would have been Friday. We saw him run across our front and then up the sideway, and then he disappeared again. So he's been staying God knows where. And then this little one was just left in the cubby hole, and then it got bad weather. So I was like, come on, we'll bring her in. Same as what happened to him. And now we've got two of you, haven't we? We have. We just need to work out if you are going to stay, if you are chipped, how old you are, and all of that, don't we? That's what we need to work out. And if you are, then we need to get Mr. Felix insured. And you're probably too old to get insurance now, so you know, she does like getting brushed, Ed. She really does. She really does. Oh, where have you gone now? Oh, she's gone. She's gone for a loo. So I will wrap this up while she's off. I know, right? Dormouse, Lisa, you'll be covered in cat hair and Rufus glitter. I know. Oh yeah, I'll be covered in cat glitter and Rufus is covered in normal glitter. Oh, she loves her mum. Thank you, Holland. They are absolutely adorable. She's more cuddly, whereas Felix is a ninja kitty. He is, but Felix is quite cuddly as well, aren't you? Aren't you, mister? You are. You are very cuddly. At night time, he comes in. Do you want to come and sit on it? Do you want to come and sit here? Shall we come and sit? Oh, yes. Are you coming? Oh, yes. You're going to have some cuddle time as well, mister. Yes, I know. But then how do you watch the screen if you're having cuddle time? Eh? How's that going to work? He's like, nope, I want to see where she's gone. Where's she gone? So yeah, that's the stream for today. I think no, Felix is about a year old and Princess is very, very old. Well, no, she's not very, very old. She's about 6 or 7, we think. You wish Belle was cuddly. If you picked her up like that, she'd rip your nipples off. Felix has I do have quite a big scratch just here, like you can see, a very large scratch from Felix, who decided that he wasn't going to be picked up. He enjoys the tech playing on a table, a tablet. Yes, he does. That is exactly what he does. And yeah, she loves getting brushed, Ed. She absolutely adores it. We've got one of those ones that picks up all the dead hair. She adores it. She just sits there and she's like, adores it. Anyway, everyone, thank you for joining. I'm going to go and sort the doggos out. Now I'm covered in cat fur. I'm going to go and sort the doggos out. And oh, one of your cats was 21 when she went to the Rainbow Bridge. Dormouse, that's adorable. A very, very, very good age. We've both said that before Princess seemed to want to come and live here as well, we have both said that probably we wouldn't be getting any more doggos after the ones that we have, but we would probably sort of end up with these being our last pets, or maybe get another cat, because they're a lot more independent, obviously, but also because they live a lot longer, don't they? They live a lot longer. One of your cats made it to 20, or one of your mum's cats, sorry, made it to 21 too. My nan's cat, Lady, I'm sure she was 20 or 21 when she passed away. So yeah, it's not unheard of at all, is it? It's really not. So that means then that with Mr. Felix, if you're looking at say you're looking at 20, then we've got about another 18 or 19 years with him. And maybe 14, 15 years if Princess lives here. So yeah, you know, yeah, yeah. If they get to either way, right, we're looking at probably 12 to 15 years with each of them, if they live a good life. And what will I be? So I would be 12 years' time, I'll be nearly 62. Good Lord. Good Lord. And then it'll be time to get more because I couldn't be without pets, I think. I think that's the thing now. We couldn't be without pets. Um, but anyway, I'm going to go now, everyone. I need to sort the doggos out because they need to go out for toilets and sort their dinner out. I don't know what they're having today. I have to find something out the freezer for them. So they will absolutely love what they have for dinner. Yesterday they had pork shoulder with sweet potato and peas. Yes, these are dogs we are talking about. Today I will have a look in the freezer to see what they've got, because I didn't take anything out already. So there's probably chicken wings or chicken legs in the oven there. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go. It's been a very odd stream, a very, I don't know what stream. Hopefully some of you out there have got something from this other than me just talking nonsense for 2.5, nearly 3 hours. Yeah, I will see you all on Wednesday. We're not going to be doing Tuesday this week because Rufus will still be en route from down south. He's got an appointment Wednesday, so he'll be back Tuesday evening. But we won't be filming Tuesday, so that will get postponed. We might do the kebab and do it as a film one and a premiere. We might not. At the moment, everything's just up in the air, so please do bear with us with that. And but I will certainly be back on Wednesday with a live. Rufus will probably still will be up here for Wednesday evening. I don't think he's doing a flying visit this time. So yeah, so you should have both of us this coming Wednesday, and then I'll be back on Sunday, whether that's with Rufus or whether that's with the cats. Who knows? Who knows? We are just taking it as it comes, day by day, which is all that anyone can do. As long as we continue to move steps forward, whether that is a centimetre, a millimetre, or a foot. I know, right? Let's completely clash those measurements. But as long as we can continue to move forward every single day, then we're doing the right thing. And I will hopefully speak to a lot of you very, very soon. And as we always say, that was a very strange noise then the cat made. But as we always say, be happy, be healthy, be authentic, and I'll definitely see you on the next one. All right, everyone, take care. Have a really good week, and I'll see you on Wednesday, if not before. Take care.